Yeah. Whoa. I speak. We change lives, Jesus. I speak.
Welcome to the TP Masterclass. On behalf of Cliff Cheqona and the entire TP family, we're honored to have you here. You didn't just join a live session. You stepped into a transformational experience designed to help you master your mind, align your emotions, and trade with clarity and conviction. We'll be starting shortly. In the meantime, settle in and prepare your notepad. Like the stream, subscribe if you haven't already. And most importantly, invite someone who needs this. Because around here, we don't just trade, we transform. Let's get started soon.
I speak life, I speak spirit, we change lives, Jesus did it. I speak life, I speak spirit, we change lives, Jesus did it. Step into my Monday, I'm stepping to my Monday, I'm stepping to my Monday. We change lives, Jesus did it. I'm stepping to my Monday, I'm stepping to my Monday, I'm stepping to my Monday. We change lives, Jesus did it.
What TP Masterclass really is. TP Masterclass is a transformation masterclass that happens every Saturday. It is designed to reshape the way you think, the way you respond, and the way you perform. Not just in trading, but in any industry where your mind plays a major role. Even though anyone can benefit from it, the majority of people you'll find here are traders. Why? Because trading is one of the few fields where your mindset, your emotions, and your discipline are tested every single day. Every session blends psychological lessons that help you understand your thinking and your behavior, spiritual lessons that strengthen your inner conviction and identity, practical lessons that give you structure and direction in real life. TP Masterclass exists because most people don't fail due to lack of skill. They fail because their mindset is not prepared for the level they are trying to reach. This masterclass equips you with the mental strength, emotional stability, and clarity needed to perform at a high level, whether you are a trader, an entrepreneur, or someone trying to grow in life. What TP Masterclass really is. TP Masterclass
is a mind game. You heard me. Trading is a mind game. Fix your mind, fix your trading. Fix your mind, fix your trading. It's a mind game. You heard me. Trading is a mind game. Fix your mind, fix your trading. Fix your mind, fix your trading.
Hi, TP family. Hello, everyone. Good evening. I hope everyone is doing very, very well today. How has your week been so far? You can let me know how your week has been in the live chat. To just let me know how it's been. Did you do something exciting? Did you go somewhere exciting? Did you do anything exciting? Just let me know in the live chat below so that I'll be able to read comments. But as most of you already know, I'm Tennyson Shells, and I want to start off by saying thank you so much for joining us once again on this TP Masterclass on the 67th episode with Cliff Cheqona. Yay! I'm very excited that you guys are here joining us once again for this TP Masterclass. It's such a privilege to always have people tune in into our TP Masterclass just to receive knowledge, tools, and conviction regarding their trading journey or whatever journey that you may be on. So thank you so much for always joining us on our TP Masterclass. If you are tuning in from Ghana, Nigeria, South Africa, Kenya, Uganda, UK, US, Namibia, Uganda, where else have I not mentioned? UAE, Saudi Arabia. Is there anyone tuning in from Saudi Arabia? Just put in the live chat that where you are tuning in from so that I can give few of you a shout out to joining us on time, because I can only give a shout out when you are joining us on time, which most of you already do. So if any comments are coming in, just bring it up on the screen so that I can read it and give people shout out from wherever they are tuning in from. Okay. And if you are watching the replay of this TP, oh, we have someone from Cameroon. Hi, I did not say Cameroon. We have someone from Uganda. Hello, welcome to another TP Masterclass. Ghana, yay, Ghana. I'm happy to see you Ghanaian here. Zimbabwe, yay. Welcome. From Ghana, yay. Daphne, Zainab. Botswana, oh, I think this is my first time reading Botswana. Nigeria, yay. You guys are always showing up. And we have Namibia in the stream. We have Florence from UK, yay. Amazing. Is there any more countries? US in the house, yay. So happy to see everyone here. Ola from Nigeria, Namibia, amazing. I'm so happy that you guys are here watching us from the beginning to the end. We have so much to unpack today, but if you're watching the replay of this TP Masterclass, make sure that you are putting replay in the comment section below so that we will know that you were here and then you were watching from the beginning and you're not skipping the introduction, which is a bit rude, but just put replay so that we will know that you were here watching from the beginning to the end. Okay, and if this is your first time, I want to take 90 seconds to tell you exactly what this space is about, because most people tend to misunderstand it. Because TP Masterclass is about trading psychology, and trading psychology, simply put, is the study of the trader's mind, emotions, and behavior of the person. But to tell you what exactly this means for you is, when you come into this space, into this room, you are not coming to learn a strategy, which I know most of you would love that. But unfortunately, we don't do that here right now. I always say this, but maybe in the future, you never know. You're not coming here for entry signals. You're not coming here to learn about chart patterns or to get some market prediction on what gold or whatever pair that you trade is going to do for this following week. Maybe in the future we would, but right now we don't do that over here. Because this is not the kind of space for that. You are basically coming here to study yourself, because it's about trading psychology, and everything that Cliff teaches in this stream, this TP Masterclass, is we have put them into like 3 categories, and I want you to listen very carefully, because understanding this will change how you experience every session going forward. First, you find the knowledge, which will help you arrive at self-awareness, because everything that Cliff teaches is to help you come to your self-awareness, that, oh wow, I didn't know this was happening to me. So that's what the knowledge is about, because you will listen, you will know about the language for the patterns that you've been living with, but you could never name them. Okay, so the moment that you name them, you are able to change it. That's why it's called self-awareness. And the second is you'll find tools. You'll find practical tools that will help you with self-regulations, how to manage your emotions, your impulses, your decisions, and when the pressure is real, because I do understand trading on the financial market is not exactly very easy. You need a lot of mental capacity to be able to trade on a financial market daily. So that's what the tools are there for you for to help you with self-regulation. And the third one is that most people tend to miss is you find the architect for identity transformation, because at the deepest level, this work is not about fixing your trades. It is about reconstructing your identity to stack on your beliefs, your personality, your habits, your behavior. Basically, you need to fix your identity so that you will get the results that you are looking for in trading. So fix your mind, fix your trading. So wherever you are, whether you are a trader or a business person or a professional or a student, or you are simply someone just looking for some information to help you in your next season in life, just keep watching this space and it will truly help you. So now we're just going to get into the recap of what we learned last week. We were on the independent trader series, which has now come to an end, but please make sure to go on our YouTube channel, click on the playlist, and you shall see the independent trader series put into a playlist for you from the beginning to the end, so that you are able to really understand and take in more information that were shared during those time that we came on live. So we're just going to watch the recap, and then I'll be right back.
Your data is the most honest mentor you will ever have. Don't try to force trade it. If your data is saying you can only grow a portfolio by 10% consistently, forcing it will break the system. Every single time I go into profit, it only goes into this level of profit and come back and hit my stop loss. So chief, immediately stop calling your risk to reward ratio 1:3 and make it 1:2, because that is what your data is saying. That is what your machine can carry. This is where many people are failing. You don't even believe in your analysis. It is a Telegram channel that you are part of. It's why you are not an independent trader yet, because you are saying buy, the mentor is saying sell. That trade was your edge that would have given you your profit, but because you are looking for what the mentor have, you are not able to be successful. If you would have been patient to learn this skill very well, by now today, now you know how to trade, you would have had capital to trade. Trading business is a gradual process. You can trade from anywhere. You can be at the beach. It is not true. The distractions will build a habit that will eventually blow your account. Your data is the most honest mentor you will ever have. Don't try to force.
I really hope you guys were very excited to hear the recap, because you have to go back to watch every single one of the episode. It's gonna help you very, very much, because that series was not just about learning to trade as an independent trader, but it was about building your mindset, your structure, your discipline, your confidence, the confidence that you need in able to take your own trades on the market, because it can be very hard, can be very difficult. So that's what that series is about, to help you gain all of this in order to take your own trades, to grow into what it means to be an independent trader. And today we'll be starting a new topic, but before Cliff comes on, we're just going to dive into the testimonials. For today, we have a very special video to show, so please everyone pay attention, and then I'll be right back again.
Hi TP family, my name is Cynthia. I am from Kenya and I'm here to share my testimony. First, I want to take this opportunity to appreciate God, to be able to share my experience with you guys, and I hope this will bless you. First, I want to go by appreciating Cheqona for the work that he's doing in our life, the transformation, the effort that is putting so that we can be transformed. I'm grateful to God for connecting me to this community, because I am learning and I am growing every day. Yes, this is my experience. First of all, I was struggling with my identity. I had issue with my identity because of my background, because of the mistake I made in the past. Before I knew Christ, there's so many mistakes I made. My life was not pleasant at all. I used to struggle with my identity because of my background, being raised up with a single mom. At the course of it, I became a single mom. There were so many flaws I had with my identity. My background, I didn't get opportunity even to extend my education. And I used to look down on myself. Since I knew Cliff last year, I knew Cliff since last year, July. And since I knew him, I am gaining confidence in myself, accepting who I am. And I really thank God, because I was really looking down on myself. I wasn't that much believing in myself. When I came here, funny enough, I didn't know this is what the Lord has arranged for my life. I thought I was just coming here to learn psychology of trading, but I didn't know the Lord has another plan. To me, it's personal. It was something that I was praying for, and the Lord answered me through Cliff. So I really appreciate God that arranged the whole thing. It was not a coincidence meeting Cliff. It was not a coincidence. And since I came here, I've been transformed. Another thing in my trading, I wanted to get there quickly. I wanted to get there. I didn't know that there is a process. I didn't know there's a process that I need to undergo training in psychology and at least understanding the market. So right now I'm patient and I am not chasing the market anymore. I can see that really, truly, this is our year of new status, and I can really see that my status is changing. The way I see myself now is not the way I was seeing myself last year. I am making progress. I used to be a lazy person somehow, but right now that laziness has died. TP family has revealed who I am. I am knowing myself. So I hope this would be able to help you guys, and every time when you come here, come with an open mind so that you can be transformed. And I promise you, you will not be the same. And always let's come together when you are at your daily basis. Pray for the TP family as we come here. We come prepared so that the Lord can transform our mind. Thank you so much, guys, and may the Lord bless you.
That was such an amazing testimony. Thank you so much for sharing, Cynthia. That was truly amazing to hear about the changes that you've been experiencing since you came across TP Masterclass, and not just about your trading, but also about your personal life, which we always preach about here. So I'm so glad that you are receiving the fruits of your labor, of the work that you have put into this platform, and for learning what we also share with you guys every single Saturday, 6 p.m. UK time. I believe I'll be reading other testimonies, or is it just the video testimonies? Okay, so this is the testimonies that people submitted through writing. So the first one says, that part of withdrawal has helped me a lot. Previously, I'd make the money even to twice the account and refuse to withdraw. Then I end up blowing everything just because I wanted like $20 more. Then one time, Cliff mentioned any money in your account belongs to the broker. One of the best lessons was to withdraw that $10.50. Get that money out. Thank you so much, Mr. Cliff. I'm very happy to hear that for you, Bella. The next one says, you don't know what you have done for me. You have helped me in all aspects of my life. Thank you so much, TP family. God bless you, Cliff. Amazing. And then we have every masterclass I study to tell myself, you see, now you know. But this masterclass has told me exactly where I am and showed me the next level I need to go to. God bless the team. Thank you so much, Nima. And then we have TP family for life. Keep inspiring generations, Cliff. It's always great to hear from you, Cliff. Amazing to hear. I'm so happy that you guys are experiencing all these testimonies. Keep sharing your testimonies. You never know, you could be featured the next time we are live on YouTube. And another thing I want to remind everyone of is our 3 days intensive beginner bootcamp that's coming up on the 25th to the 27th of May, which is basically starting on Monday. So if you have not registered to be part of this 3 days intensive beginner bootcamp, if you are a beginner in trading or beginner in anything, make sure that you are joining this bootcamp. It's going to be really helpful for you. You're going to receive a lot of information and I believe different tools to help you. So if you have not registered yet, make sure that you are registering. Go on the WhatsApp channel, click on the link that is directing you to the bootcamp registration. Make sure that you go on there and join the 3 days bootcamp from Monday to the 27th of May. That's coming up. I believe that's everything that I needed to remind you guys of. And also, if you have also not registered for the Nigeria event that will be happening, make sure that you're also doing so by going on the WhatsApp channel. We communicate most of the time through the WhatsApp channel. So if you're missing anything, just join the WhatsApp channel. You will see the information that you need to see. Okay, so that's it from me from today. Make sure that you're staying tuned because we have new topic to be discussing today. So you don't want to miss that. Thank you so much, you guys, and thank you for joining us today. Stay tuned for more.
It's a mind game. You heard me. Trading is a mind game. Fix your mind, fix your trading. Fix your mind, fix your trading. It's a mind game. You heard me. Trading is a mind game. Fix your mind, fix your trading. Fix your mind, fix your trading.
What TP Masterclass really is. TP Masterclass is a transformation masterclass that happens every Saturday. It is designed to reshape the way you think, the way you respond, and the way you perform, not just in trading, but in any industry where your mind plays a major role. Even though anyone can benefit from it, the majority of people you'll find here are traders. Why? Because trading is one of the few fields where your mindset, your emotions, and your discipline are tested every single day. Every session blends psychological lessons that help you understand your thinking and your behavior, spiritual lessons that strengthen your inner conviction and identity, practical lessons that give you structure and direction in real life. TP Masterclass exists because most people don't fail due to lack of skill. They fail because their mindset is not prepared for the level they are trying to reach. This masterclass equips you with the mental strength, emotional stability, and clarity needed to perform at a high level, whether you are a trader, an entrepreneur, or someone trying to grow in life.
It's a mind game. You heard me. Trading is a mind game. Fix your mind, fix your trading. Fix your mind, fix your trading. It's a mind game. You heard me. Trading is a mind game. Fix your mind, fix your trading. Fix your mind, fix your trading. It's a mind game. You heard me. Trading is a mind game. Fix your mind, fix your trading. Fix your mind, fix your trading. It's a mind game. You heard me. Trading is a mind game. Fix your mind, fix your trading. Fix your mind, fix your trading. It's a mind game. You heard me. Trading is a mind game. Fix your mind, fix your trading. Fix your mind, fix your trading. It's a mind game. You heard me. Trading is a mind game. Fix your mind, fix your trading. Fix your mind, fix your trading. It's a mind.
All right. Can you guys hear me now? Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, good evening, wherever you may be tuning in from. If you can hear me loud and clear, drop some number ones in the chat for me. Perfect. All right. So today we're going to get started quickly, but I just really want to just make sure we're all on the same page. All right. So first things first, I just want to just say, riding with you guys. Today is our 67th episode. And I'm just super happy and grateful to each and every single person that has been with us, through thick and thin. And by the grace of God, I truly believe that what God is going to do this year and beyond, you will be able to be a partaker of that dimension of what God is doing in our life this year. While I was listening to the testimony, normally I'm the kind of person that when these testimonies are playing, sincerely speaking, as much as I appreciate the testimony, I try my best to make sure that, I'm listening, but at the same time, I'm making sure that nothing in its nature enter my heart in respect of where the glory must go. And we give all the glory to what God is doing to God. And I'm just a vessel to be able to, be with you guys through this journey. We have seen ups and downs. We have survived some. We are learning some. And we are going to keep on going through some. And we'll keep on extending that knowledge to you all. And, Cynthia says something. She says something very remarkable. She said that this is our year of new status. And I really want to touch on that a little bit before we go into today's session. Truly, this is our year of new status. And if this is your first time that you are here on TP Family, you may not understand what that means. What that simply means is that we believe that in every season, there are things we need to focus on. Most people sometimes come to me and tell me, Cliff, I don't know my purpose. And one thing that I explain to them is that a purpose is not something that you need to know by what you desire or what you want to achieve. A purpose is mostly connected to responsibility. They are seasonal. I'll give an example. Somebody who is in the university that, let's say, once upon a time, all your prayer point was, God, help me to go to the university. And then finally you are in the university and you are like, Cliff, I don't know my purpose. Well, your purpose is to study. That is what you are supposed to be doing now. Mandate, on the other hand, or your destiny vision or your mandate is something that represents your overall being of being in this world. But purpose, to me, they are seasonal. Right now, I have 1 hour, 45 minutes or maximum 2 hours with you guys. And the purpose is to make sure I disperse light into you guys. That is my purpose. Anything else is a distraction. And so that is how I see purpose. And so this year is our year of new status. That means, what is our purpose? Our purpose is to align with that belief system. So when we started this year, I already spoke about what that means. But for the sake of those who are new, I will explain what that means. As a community, we are not confused about what we are studying per season, per time. The things that we study in this masterclass, they are structured. You can call it a curriculum, whatever you want to say, but they are structured. So what that simply means that we know why we are studying what we are studying. So if you look at the word status, it doesn't necessarily mean that you are just becoming someone new. It means there is a position that you are about to step into. And that position, we listed 5 dimensions of them. Number 1 was your legal status. What is a legal status? Your legal status is your original position you are meant to be in life spiritually. You see, as a human being, we have 3 levels of identity. I will talk about this more when we start our self-perception series. You have 3 identities. The first one is your spiritual identity. Now, we live in a world where these days, when you talk about spiritual life or spiritual things, many people diverse into the area of witches and warlocks. And I understand what they are trying to say, but spiritual things are things you cannot see, but you can't deny the existence. I always use this example as you are looking at me right now. Many of you are in Qatar, you are in Kuwait, you are in the United States, the UK, and so on and so forth. And when I speak, you can hear me. The reason why when I speak, you can hear me is because of something you cannot see, but you can't deny the existence. Principles are so powerful in nature that when you understand the spiritual principles of life, it changes everything. For example, right now I am in the studio. If I whisper, my name is Cliff Cheqona, many of you heard me, but the people in this house, they didn't hear me. Because what I did about lowering my voice, even though I am speaking, the individual that is in this house with me or the people around me, they wouldn't be able to hear me, not because I didn't speak, but because the medium that I dispersed that kind of, audible language, they couldn't hear me through that system. But even though many of you are in the UK, many of you are in the United States, you are as far as that location, yet I can speak little and you can hear me there. It's not because Cliff can scream all the way to your place. It's because Cliff has something that we call Wi-Fi internet, that when I speak through it, you can hear me. Spiritual reality. Are you with me? So many people sometimes do not understand this concept. For example, this mobile phone came from a spiritual realm that became a physical manifestation. That money you are going to be making this year, it already exists. The millionaire you want to become, that status already exists. But you need to transport it into physical manifestation. And one of the ways that you can live on earth and live in a realm where you can't see physical things is through your mind. Your mind, medium. The medium between the physical world and the spiritual world is your mind. And that is why the mind is very important to protect. We'll talk about more of that, when we go into the self-perception series. But the first dimension of the status is legal status, being able to understand your original position in destiny. Number 2 is your social status. Our goal is to make sure the way people perceive you must change. And TP family, it will change. The way people perceive you, there are many people that comes to me like, Mr. Cliff, I remember people were telling me, I'm sure those people are even following, they're like, when we go into our various locations and we are speaking to people, they go like, wow, the way you speak, things are changing. They can tell they are perceiving you differently. And there are many people here also, maybe the way people perceive you don't like it. No problem. They will perceive you well, as long as you subscribe to the dimension of the growth needed for you to become. So the second dimension of status that is changing in our community is what we call the social status. The third status is our economic status. That, of course, not just money. That is why I said I will teach you guys a dimension of wealth, something that makes you run things economically. I call that the green tree framework. I will teach you guys probably in our part 2 of the masterclass this year. When I say part 2, after the first break, we'll be talking about the green tree framework. The green tree framework is the 7 dimensions of wealth. We will talk about that. And you will be able to understand the dimension of the economic status that God is doing in your life this year. Then the 4th one is what we call your positional status. Positional status are things you can see with your eyes when the person's status changes. I'll give you an example. If, let's say, for example, they invite you to the White House, even though that they have invited you to the White House, it doesn't mean that you have the right to move everywhere in the White House. The only way you can be able to move in the White House everywhere is when they give you a positional status, meaning you need to see a badge on your left chest or wherever they put it, and you'll be like, sir, you are welcome to this place. Not because they didn't invite you to the White House, but because they have changed your positional status. So this year, I truly believe many of you here in TP family, you are not just only going to be perceived right. You are not just going to be increasing your economic status, but rather your positional status is also changing. Then the last dimension of the status that is changing is what we call our internal status. Very important that you understand that. Internal status. Internal status is the things that is within you that makes you get aligned with all the things I just mentioned. And that is why you will realize that this year when we started, immediately, the first thing we spoke about was identity series. Why? Because there are 3 dimensions that forms your internal status. Number 1 is your identity. So we did a whole entire 5-part series of identity series. Then when we finished, we did belief series, your belief system. Then now that we are done with identity and belief system, we are now about to do your self-perception series. Self-perception. We won't do it today, but it is coming. So these are the 5 dimensions of status we believe that as TP family, as a community, we are aligning ourselves into. If you want to understand every single thing I just said, just drop some ones in the chat. And before we even go straight into this, I want you to declare to yourself wherever you are that my status is changing. Don't forget about anybody who believes or don't believe in you. Forget about that. Your status is changing. Whether people like it or not, your status is changing. Whether people disagree, there are many people that sometimes when they don't understand what we are doing here, they will throw unnecessary comments. And I watch it and I laugh and I say, don't worry. 2-3 years from now, when your back is against the wall, this is the same masterclass God will lead you to. So your status is changing. You are already here. Many of you, what you didn't know last week, you know it now. As a trader, there is a way you saw trading. Now you see it differently. So wherever you are, declare to yourself and say, my status is changing. My economic status is changing. My legal status is changing. My social status is changing. Declare to yourself that it's changing. You are not the same person anymore. Back then, you didn't even desire reading books. Now you cannot wait to read books. It's a status change. Internally, something is happening to you. There are many of you now, sometimes you will tell me, Mr. Cliff, I am even now being able to diagnose somebody who is having a problem internally. That is a status change right there. Something is happening to your mindset. So something is happening to you. Many of you, if you admit, God is doing wonders in your life through this masterclass. And so I'm happy and grateful that your status is changing. But we are still on the journey of understanding what that means. We are not there yet. When the status change, it will be clear. You will know something has happened in your destiny. So one more time, declare to yourself and say, my status is changing. Today, before I introduce my topic, I want to talk about something quickly. I want you guys to understand something quickly. I want to talk about something. Listen to me, ladies and gentlemen. While I was meditating and I was coming onto this masterclass today, I was just thinking about some couple of few things. And it's very important that you understand what I'm about to tell you. I was thinking about lens. And I decided to do a quick research on what lens really are, or what it is. And I found out something very interesting, because the revelation, because there are many people that will be wondering, Cliff, I don't understand the things that I'm doing. I don't understand this. I don't understand that. You see, in this industry that we live in here as forex traders, one of the things that you need to be able to understand is we live in an industry where many people genuinely believe that the services they get from, and I'm saying this because we have a culture, and maybe I hope the individual is following now, because I want to take the medium to be able to rebuke that kind of mindset quickly. And I'm doing it out of genuine love from the bottom of my heart, sincerely, but I want to do this. So we are about to do TP Masterclass Bootcamp. And sincerely, the genuine truth is we were only going to take 50 people, just 50 people. But as I'm talking to you now, the last time that I saw the system, I have realized that the people that are coming, they are around 100 and something, almost 103 people coming to this bootcamp. Now, I want to show you guys something right now quickly so that you guys can be able to understand exactly what I want to show you. So in this bootcamp, I want you guys to see something. If you know somebody who needs to be able to be on this stream, kindly just invite them, okay? I want to show you guys something. So in this bootcamp, watch this. This is my prototype thing I want to share my screen with. Can we please bring this up on the screen for me, please? Thank you. So what is the purpose of this bootcamp? Please look at my screen right now. Just watch my screen. So this is the bootcamp. What you are seeing here is the dashboard of every member who is coming to this bootcamp. Every member who is coming to this bootcamp. That means if you register, if you are accepted, in fact, we have to decline some people because sincerely, the bootcamp, it is intensive and we need to be able to attend to people and give them the right direction. So 100 people is even a stretch. Many of you will start to see what I mean by it's a stretch. It's a lot of work is going to go into this bootcamp, and a lot of work has already gone into this bootcamp. When you are being accepted, so this one that you see over here, welcome Clifford, that is the name you will see. If you are already here and you have been accepted in this bootcamp and you have logged into your back office, drop some number ones in the chat. So you are going to be getting this dashboard here, and you are also going to be joining the WhatsApp group. Please make sure that these two things are very important. The WhatsApp group and then the bootcamp here at the back office. you are going to get the email. Now, when you come here, we call something open the reading pack. Now, when you come here, we have prepared something very important for you. This is for all those who are brand new and they understand nothing about Forex. No problem. I have made sure that we have prepared all of this for you. So your goal is to read everything you are seeing here. Read it all. Read it all. Learn, grow. The same way I've also prepared something very important for the team, and they will be sharing with you guys in the WhatsApp group, whereby they will prepare your mind so that you can be able to understand how to prepare for an intensive boot camp. The messages they'll be giving you guys, for example, what is a boot camp? What should you expect psychologically that will affect you in this boot camp? Now, I want to say something. The reason why I shared this, these are all the sections lined up. So we have day 1, morning session, day 2, evening session, day 1, evening session, day 2, morning session, and so on and so forth. Now, ladies and gentlemen, watch this. This is day 1, session 1, market mechanics and price action. Meaning we are going to be teaching people about the chart patterns together with trading psychology and everything all together. That's why it's called intensive bootcamp. Now, I want to say something very important, because you know that we are a community that believes in principles a lot. Guys, the kind of work that goes into these things to prepare for a bootcamp that is free. We are not charging anybody a dime. If you want to appreciate the bootcamp, I said it last week, you can feel free. There is something here called show appreciation. You can click on it and you can show an appreciation. But I want to say something right now. So they showed me a question that came in from one of the people that I got accepted in the bootcamp, and the person was like, Cliff, I hope would you be teaching us about the chat because I've not seen your screen or so. And so I said, so upon all the effort we put in, your first question and your first acknowledgement sentence is not Cliff, God bless you, or thank you, or thank the team. Is the question that sounds like what you have gotten is not even enough. And on top of that, it's not even just that. Everything the person is asking is here. Market mechanics and price action. Everything is there. So that means it's either the person have not checked their portal, but it is impossible because the question came through the portal. So it made me a little bit sad, because as TP family, remember, I'm only saying this because we believe in principles. And ladies and gentlemen, when you don't understand laws and principles, you'll be wondering why I am not getting certain things. And that is why I'm about to share something with you right now. That is not my topic. I've not started teaching yet. I'm just only bringing this into an existence that if you believe your status is changing, then you need to talk like it, walk like it, and behave like it. Guys, a lot of effort goes into the things we do. And so sometimes when I see people throwing jabs and saying, you are just doing this, you are just doing that, I can assure you, I don't want to go ahead of myself, but I just want to teach this as TP family members. But it is very important that you need to align yourself being patient. And that brings me to the thing I want to say. The reason why I brought this up is not so that I will talk about the question the person asked that I saw. I want to talk about something very important. It is not the person's fault. I want to show you why. And you know this already. I want to show you why it is not the person's fault. It is what we call lens. Let me stop sharing my screen now. It's what we call lens. Ladies and gentlemen, lens. And so when I was coming, I want to show you something. I did my research and I realized that, do you know how lens work? Let me show you. So what we call lens, this is how it works. When you, let's say, for example, you guys are looking at me right now. The reason why this lens is effective for you to see me well in this image is because the glass is so well created that it's able to connect with the right light, and is able to picture something for you. I will show you something right now. So when I was doing the research, I realized something very powerful. This is it. Listen to this carefully now. I wrote down something here and I want you guys to write this down. This is what it means. It means that if an individual comes to me right now and they say, Cliff, I want to be able to become a different person, I need to make sure the person is listening through the right lens. So that means information alone does not transform people. This is what I wrote down, that information alone does not transform people. The lens through which they receive the information determines the outcome. That means two people can come into this masterclass, and then I can teach the same topic, same teacher, same words, same atmosphere, same light, but it will produce completely different results because of the lens. I want to show you guys something right now. Because of the lens. So the way that the lens works, we call something refraction. So let's say, for example, you pick up the lens has to receive light. So with camera works, if you know camera, we call something aperture. The goal of an aperture is to be able to make sure it opens up the lens to receive more light. And when it comes to transformation, light in the world of transformation language, light normally represents knowledge. So it is the level of how much your lens is the level of how much you will receive the light. Watch my screen right now. I want to show you guys something right now. Watch my screen. Watch this. I'm going to switch this up and bring this on. Watch this. This is me. Same light, same person, but look at me. Look at the screen right now. It looks like I have a host of angels around me. You see, you see what is happening right now. Same light. Are you guys watching? Same light. No, I have not changed. Same person. Everything is the same. But watch. Watch this. What changed? I didn't change. I didn't change my clothes. I didn't change my head. I didn't change anything. What changed the pictorial structure was the lens. So whether you are here, I want you to understand something. And while I was doing my research, I wrote down something. I said, that means pride is a lens. Trauma is a lens. Fear is a lens. Insecurity is a lens. Ego is a lens. Desperation is a lens. Bitterness is a lens. Humility is also a lens. And hunger is a lens. Ladies and gentlemen, when you come to TP Masterclass, drop every other lens. Drop the ego lens. Drop the pride lens. Drop the fear lens. You are becoming, don't worry. There is nothing anybody can do about it. This year, your status is changing. Align. So the same example I gave you, same me, nothing has changed. That means I can come onto this masterclass and teach the right thing. And depending on the lens you have that you are listening from, will determine the light that you receive to capture the image. Lens. And I decided to talk about this. This is not my teaching today. My teaching is not lens. But I want you to position yourself well. Because I don't want you to be here 1 hour, 2 hours and waste your time. No, not at all. So just like the image I showed you, what lens are you going to be listening to this masterclass from? Distraction is also a lens. So as CP family, that is why sometimes I will tell you guys, if people are insulting the community, whatever, just leave them. Leave them. They have a lens. Let them keep on watching from their lens. It is fine. Sooner or later, they will pick a different lens. Lens is very powerful. So whatever lens you are using to listen to this masterclass from, I hope it is a lens of humility. I hope it is a lens of learning how to learn. Okay. You know, when I was meditating on this, it gave me a very powerful understanding. And I realized that no wonder you can pick up two people and you will tell them, be patient. When you tell two people to be patient, one of them will receive wisdom and say, yes, I have to be patient. The other one will think that you are putting limitation on them. I want to make money next week. You are telling me, wisdom. I remember yesterday, one of my mentees called me. I hope that I'm pretty much sure she's following now. I don't know what time it is. She's in Canada. So she called me. I was just getting things. So she called me. It's like she called me and the call hanged up and I called her back. And she said, oh, Cliff, I called you to tell you I made money. And she made a lot of money. She said, I called you to tell you I made money. I said, okay, nice. And she says, what should I do? This is the same person when she came in the beginning, there was no patience. But now all of a sudden, say, what should I do? I say, first, withdraw the profits. Secondly, withdraw the money you deposited. But because I didn't want her to leave her like that, I said, withdraw the money you deposited. Do you know why? She said, no. I said, because if you don't withdraw, you will blow it by next week. I will tell you what I mean by that. There is a pattern I have seen in my experience, 14 years in this industry. I have seen a pattern. And the pattern is many traders normally get lucky the week before the month ends. Listen to this carefully now. There is a lucky trading move. I don't want to call it lucky. I want to call it being at the right place at the right time, whatever coincidence. But there is a type of a week before the month ends, mostly traders make money. And what happens is that week, they either make it on Thursdays or Fridays. But the market knows that money that it gave you, this is a structure, it's a human psychology. You will come back and give it back to the market the week before the market ends or end every week. You will either give back to the market end every week or the week exactly before the month ends because you are excited. You believe like, I can make a lot of money. And the money you made, you will blow it all. So I said, withdraw all your money, withdraw it all. And then wait until I tell you when to trade again. What am I teaching her? I'm teaching her how to restrain herself from overconfidence blowing her account. But the way she received it is what I'm trying to talk about. She received it gladly. So yes. And she actually did it. So it is very important that you understand the lens you're going to be using to receive in this masterclass. With that all being said, before we get in, I want to make sure that you guys are still here with me. Wherever you are right now, let me know in the comment. I know Shells has already welcomed you guys, but there are some people that I always want to make sure that I welcome them to this masterclass. If you want to understand every single thing we just spoke about right now, before you drop where you're tuning in from, drop some ones in the chat. This is not my teaching yet. Remember, I started from somewhere making you understand. Yes, we are having our bootcamp on Monday. All those who missed the bootcamp, don't worry. We'll be doing this bootcamp. We'll do it again. So don't worry about it. Okay. We'll do it again. But unfortunately, we can't take more than 100 people. It is a lot. For an attention-based bootcamp like this, it's a lot. And it's 3 days and it's intensive. So if you couldn't register on time, I'm sorry about that. But next time, we will make sure that you can be able to register. And even if it's so, I will try my best to make sure that the videos we have will provide it also sometime maybe near in the future to see how it can help other people that we believe that they also deserve to listen to it. We'll see how it goes. But coming to the bootcamp, come prepared and so on and so forth. Okay, let me know where everybody is tuning in from, and then we take it up from there. Then we get into today's topic as soon as possible. Can you bring them up on the screen for me, please? Let me know where each and every single person is tuning in from. Nigeria in the house. Thank you so much, Nigeria, for tuning in. God bless you. I believe in my heart that you will leave this call differently. Thank you so much. Ghana in the house. Much love. GH. South Africa. Thank you for tuning in all the way from SA. This is what you know, that the community is diverse. Nigeria in the house. Nigeria in the house. Thank you for tuning in. Nigeria again. Omotayo. Ghana in the house. Ola from Nigeria. Thank you so much. Nigerians, I genuinely really appreciate you guys a lot. Ghana in the house. Thank you so much, Miss Mary. I appreciate you. Live from Kuwait. Nema, congratulations for tuning in from Kuwait. Zimbabwe in the house. Thank you so much for tuning in. Can I take 5 more? If there is people tuning in. Uganda in the house. Who else do we have out there? USA in the house. Thank you so much for tuning in all the way from the US. God bless you. Your time will not be wasted on this masterclass. Do we have somebody else tuning in? Okay. Tanzania in the house. Thank you all guys so much. To not waste anybody's time. Nigeria in the house. Thank you. We're going to go straight into today's session, and then we'll take it up from there. All of you that dropped certain things in the comment that I couldn't mention your name or your location, I just genuinely want you to know that I appreciate you. We love you as a community. You are welcome. And today we believe that God is going to change somebody's life. You already know the drill. Before we get started, Father, we thank you so much for today. And we give you all the praise. We give you all the honor. Father, the transformation happening in people's lives. Take all the glory, Father. Cliff Cheqona is just a vessel and nothing more. And Father, when you are done, please take the glory. I am satisfied truly just to see you glorified. In Jesus' much less name we have prayed. Amen. Today I'm teaching on a very interesting topic. I was going to teach you guys something, but there was a topic that was released into my spirit, and I believe that I need to teach that today. I title my, let me bring my screen so that the team can be bringing up on the screen for you guys as well. Give me a second. Okay, perfect. All right, let me share that screen so that they can always bring it up when I write something so that you guys can see it. Okay, thank you so much for being patient with me. God bless you. All right, let's get started. Today my topic is quite very interesting. While I was meditating on my topic, I was very excited as well at the same time. After I shared my screen, can you guys still hear me? So today's topic is called, can we bring it up on the screen? Let me write it down for them to see it. Today's topic is called cognitive power. I love this topic. Cognitive power. Cognitive power. Cognitive power. You know, today's topic is going to be very beautiful. You will learn a lot. By the end of this session, I have a goal, and my goal is to make sure that as a trader, you understand that trading is a cognitive performance activity. That is why there is a masterclass, and I think that I will make sure that, please, team, if you guys don't mind, one of the recap masterclasses they should watch, the essential recap. Please, you guys should select trading as a performance. Trading as a performance. I don't know, it's called performance trading or something like that. Trading as a performance. I think it's a long masterclass way in 2025. Please let it be the essential recap so that people can watch that. But I discussed in that masterclass and I said that trading is a performance business. So what that simply means is that just like how Cristiano Ronaldo will spend thousands and thousands of dollars drinking good water, it's not because he wants to show that he's rich. I mean, of course, he is rich so he can afford it. But the goal is he understands that football is a performance business, and so he needs to be able to be in the right space, the right mind, in order for him to be able to perform. Are you with me? So we've already established that fact. If you have been in this community for a while, you will understand that trading is a performance business. Let me explain something to you. Many people come to me sometimes and they go like, Cliff, I want to learn trading as a skill. So let's say when they come to me as a mentee, they go like, Cliff, I want to learn trading as a skill. Let's bring my screen up. I want to share something. So when they tell me they want to learn trading as a skill, to them, they want to learn how to be able to interpret the market. We call it the market interpretation. So yes, market interpretation is a skill, but it's a skill that is allocated in the technical skill part of trading. The ability for you to look at the market and call a place the support area or the resistant area, or you will look at a market chart and you will say this is the supply area and this is the demand area. What you are doing is you are interpreting the market. And you see, when we talk about the word interpretation literally just automatically tell you that there is a language involved, and the language is diversified. And in order for you to understand it, you need to bring it into a place where you can understand. So, for example, change of character. I'll give an example. Let me use my own language to explain something to you right now. Let's say, for example, you come to me, just put a camera on my face. Let me show them something. Let's say, for example, you come to me and like, Cliff, what is a change of character? Let me explain it to you. So you come to me and you said I should help you to be able to understand change of character. I'm like, okay, no problem. I need to use a language to explain change of character to you. That is why many people understand change of character in different ways, but the end goal mostly comes in the same direction. Let me explain what I mean. Let's say, for example, I come onto this masterclass, and as soon as I come onto this masterclass, I am frowning my face like this. Or maybe let's say I come to my team and we are at the backstage and I'm looking at them and I'm frowning. Let's say Shell speaks to me and it's like, Cliff, how you doing? And I'm like, I'm fine. Why? And she was like, oh, okay. I just wanted to know how you're doing. And I'm like, yeah, it's okay. Never mind. Then I'm not smiling. I come onto the masterclass. I am not smiling. I am not even saying hello, thank you to anybody. I'm just frowning my face. Now, those who are new on this masterclass will automatically mark me as that being my character. That the gentleman that you guys said he wants to transform lives, he cannot even transform his face. Look at how he's frowning his face, right? He needs facial transformation first before he changes my mind. So the person who is new, to him, my character is a rude coach. To you, that you have been following me for a while, you are like, no, this is weird. This is not Cliff. So I'm sure some of you will even email me, message me. Those who have my personal email, you will DM me, whatever, and be like, Cliff, are you okay? And imagine if you message me or DM me, I am still putting up the same behavior. Now, first of all, I came here and 2 hours on the masterclass, I am frowning my face. Even though you are like, this is an odd behavior, you will not judge me in 2 hours. You'll be like, okay, you know what? Maybe Cliff is hungry. Maybe something is happening. So let us leave him alone. But next week, the same way. Next 2 weeks, the same way. Next 3 weeks, the same way. Now, the way you are seeing my face is normal. Is Cliff okay? Is Cliff is changing? His character is changing. What that simply means is that you cannot compare a smaller time frame change of character to a daily time frame change of character. You need a context to be able to say the character of the market structure has changed. Are you guys understand what I'm saying? So many people are confusing internal market structure with swing market structure. But internal market structure are impulsive behaviors that can happen to anybody. I'll give an example. If somebody goes to the hospital, God forbid, not anybody in TP family, but let's say somebody goes to the hospital and they tell them that you have cancer. Even though the person will not die instantly that day, but their mood can change. It can change for a day, 2, 3, 4 weeks. It doesn't mean the person have changed in behavior automatically all of a sudden, but something will happen to their volatility. Something will happen to their instant reaction, and it can change certain things. People who don't know them can be like, this person is rude. And those who know them will be like, no, he's not rude. He's not rude. It's just that something happened. The news happened. NFP happened. This one happened. But it can change some smaller time frame character. But on a longer time frame, you will see that even though something is spiking on a smaller time frame, it's not changing. So when people come to you and tell me, Cliff, how do I focus on which time frame? I'm like, time frames, they must be multidimensional. Every one of them is important to you. They are all lens. So the person who don't know me and you came into this masterclass and you met me with a very rude character, God forbid, you can't judge me just from 1 hour. So you will wait and be like, okay, maybe today he's not in a good mood because nobody is this, that rude. Or maybe he is, but let's see. So you give it some time and you are watching. That is why in trading we call something confluences. You need to keep on confirming across time frames to make sure truly this character has changed. If you guys are learning something, drop some number ones in the chat. Are you guys with me? Are you guys with me? Drop some number ones in the chat. I wanted to just give this example. I'm not teaching. So now I'm giving you guys a teaser of the TP bootcamp. Anyways, does that make sense? So many a times, what we call strategies and all of that is just basically concepts people are trying to explain to other people, and it is an interpretation. It's an interpretation. That is the same way I asked you guys, what is this last week? And you said, some of you said one, some of you said pointing, some of you said whatever. They are all interpretation. But the goal is that I am doing a sign. What does it mean? Okay, so market interpretation is a skill. Stop loss placement, the ability to know how to apply proper risk management, there is a skill also for that. They are all skills, but those skills are under technical skills. But there are also other skills that we call cognitive skills. Ladies and gentlemen, cognitive skills. So when you come to me and I will tell you, you said, oh, Cliff, I want to learn how to be a trader. I said, okay, no problem. Breathe in, hold your breath, 8 seconds. You go like, Cliff, I can't. Well, then that means something is happening now. That means I need to make sure that you have the enough oxygen in your brain. Can you be able to hold? Because let me tell you something right now. Many of you don't realize this, but did you know that when you are panicking, and did you know that when you are stressed, did you know it changes your breathing? Did you know it changes the tempo of your breathing? So watch this. Every single time that the tempo of your breathing is changing, do you know that it starts to stop not letting enough oxygen go into your brain? What that simply means is that it's going to start distorting the way you make decisions logically, but you wouldn't realize that. And so many people will come to me. Let's say, for example, I will tell them, let's practice breathing technique. You breathe in, you hold, breathe out. You're like, how would this one help me to be a trader? It's because they think trading skill is only market interpretation, stop loss placement, and the ability to know how to execute. No, chief, there is more to the skills. There is cognitive skills. There are skills like critical thinking. It's a skill. There are skills like critical thinking. Critical thinking is the ability for you to look at things objectively and say, you know what? Even though that I am not in the mood for this masterclass, what this guy is saying is true objectively. You put your emotions aside and look at the things objectively. It's called critical thinking. How do you train your critical thinking as a trader? So your mentor will not call it critical thinking. Your mentor will call it back testing. But then what you don't know is that back testing is not a skill. No, back testing is a tool that trains you to develop a skill in trading that you can use that normally we call critical thinking. Now listen to this carefully now. These things like critical thinking, probability thinking, decision-making skills, all those things were not things you were supposed to sit down and be like, I want to know how to become a critical thinker. No, those things were supposed to naturally happen in the environment you are growing up in. But you see, the beautiful thing about psychological development, we call something developmental psychology. In developmental psychology, we have come to realize that at the age of 7, as a kid, your mental blueprint has already been designed. Okay, so what that simply means that all the things you know now about love, by 7 years, the blueprint has already been laid. The things you know about money has already been laid. Yes, you can be able to still learn new things, but the blueprint, which is the subconscious mind imprint, by 7 years is already being formed. So yes, you want to become a trader, but here is you that you don't really look at things objectively. For you, trading is a scam. This is a scam. What are you talking about? ChatGPT is a demon. I hear you. Stay there. So you don't look at things objectively. You look at things from the angle of it's either it's this or it's not. Is this? Or, no. You look at things objectively, even including your own opinions. You must be able to judge it. Look at things objectively. You are not always right. I am not always right. In fact, I am not mostly right. But one thing that you can never take from me, if I am wrong, I go back and I sit down and be like, Cliff, this thing you're talking about is not good. Do this, changes, call this, admit this. You know, once upon a time, there are many people that would drop nonsense in the comments. True story. So one time somebody was dropping something. I was like, God, but I am really trying to just help people. We are trying to transform minds and raise kingdom aligned leaders. You know, I have something I want to show you guys something. I am not stupid. Like imagine I am sitting down here. Watch this, guys. So imagine in my studio, this is here. Every day I am watching this. Every single day I am listening to this and I'm reading this. The goal is to transform minds and raise kingdom aligned leaders. And some people genuinely believe that I have actually put this thing out of there, like I've put it in front of me, and I just want to come here, waste your time, waste mine. No, every time I look at this, I am not coming here to play. I'm not playing with you. I genuinely believe that the goal is to transform minds and raise kingdom aligned leaders. We are not joking. And so the reality is, when you are telling people certain things, their brain does not understand how to look at things objectively because they think it is either them or not. And why is it like that? Bring something up on my screen. I told you guys something, that when somebody is looking at things from that place, it means that their shortcut way of making things happen is distorted. We call that cognitive biases. I have a video also about this. You can go and check it out. But what I'm trying to say, so that I don't digress for too much, is that critical thinking is a skill that a trader will develop. And where does it get developed? Back testing phases. That is where you get trained. You know, there is a lady following here. She is one of my mentees as well. And she said, so she did her back testing and she got a very low winning ratio, percentage score, but her P&L was still great. She was still in profit. So I'm sure she's following by now. So she said, Mr. Cliff, I don't know what is wrong. I said, okay, show me. She showed me her winning ratio and she showed me her P&L and she's in profit. So I looked at this and I said, okay, what is wrong? And for a split second, she was like, yeah, what is wrong? I'm actually making money. I understand where she's coming from because, we have this concept that a winning ratio must look this way. A winning ratio must look that way. Risk-reward ratio must look that way. But you see, as a trader, you need to understand that you need to know how to look at things objectively. Always find a way to look at things objectively. That is one skill. The other skill that we can talk about is decision-making is a skill. Decision-making is a skill. Decision-making is when an individual can be able to look at the facts and the values and decide on something without making themselves follow their emotions to make the decision. So by the time that you are taking the trades consistently, making decisions without being paralyzed analytically, you are training your decision-making skill. There are many of you here, you are afraid of making decisions. You are afraid, what if I leave home and I don't make it in life? You are afraid, what if I do this and I don't do that? You are afraid of many, many, many different things. What if I marry this person and this person break my heart? So therefore, you want decision to make itself for you. Well, I have good news and bad news for you. Indecision is also a decision. Because when you decide, something must die. You have heard me say this before. The word side means to kill. So if you say insecticides, it means to kill an insect. If you say pesticide, it means to kill a pest. So if you say decide, means something must die. So when you refuse to decide to kill something, you have allowed something to kill you. So indecision is also a decision. So decision making is also a skill. So when I look at you as a trader, I am happy and grateful that you know how to interpret the market. I am happy and grateful that you are able to look at your stop loss and place it well and all of that. But there is also other skills I am expecting you to develop, like critical thinking, decision making, probability thinking. They are all skills a trader must have. These things are not things you sit and be like, I'm thinking. The more you do the things a trader must do, naturally is being developed. Have you ever realized if you come to Africa, we have those, back in the days, in Ghana specifically, they have people that pound fufu, fufu. No, I'm not talking about the machines these days. They pound the fufu. Now, that individual, it was never their intentions to train the triceps and the biceps. But just because they are doing that thing, naturally their biceps and triceps will be trained. That if you put them beside somebody who intentionally said, I want to train my biceps or my triceps, they will end up looking at the same person. Why? Because it was not about whether they want to train the biceps or triceps. It's that just because you are doing that thing, naturally it has to be trained. So a trader, when you are learning how to trade, your critical thinking will be activated. Your probability thinking will be activated. So there are things I will tell you to do that may not necessarily be fair value gaps or supply and demand, but they will train your critical thinking. Then there are other skills you need to be able to survive in trading, but they are not necessarily trading skills. One of them is emotional regulation skills, the ability for you to make decisions even though you are afraid, even though you are worried, even though you are panicking, without making the decision turn into a foolish decision. The ability to make an emotional regulated decision is a skill. It is not a trading skill, but you need it in trading. Adaptability is a skill you need in trading, but it is not a trading skill. Adaptability for you to know how to change when conditions are changing. Many of you, before you started trading, you didn't have a child. Today you have a child. You were not married. Now you are married. You were not living alone. Now you are living alone. Trading has changed. The conditions will change. So know how to adapt. Adaptability is a skill. Why am I saying all of this? I'm saying all of this for you to understand that the most important part of the thing that you will survive with is your cognitive. Your cognitive is the ability for you to reason, think, and remember things. What did I say? Reason, think, remember. Being logical. They are all your cognitive structures that helps you to live as a human. So the topic for today is cognitive power. My goal is for you to be able to understand that all these skills are great. Majority of them are technicals. Majority of them are internal, but there are some of the skills you need as a trader that is cognitive related. But I'm not talking about cognitive skills. I'm talking about cognitive power. That means in order for the skills to be able to function, you need to have capacity. So I'm going to be explaining something to you today. Before we go into today's teaching, I want to ask you something. I'm going to look into you guys and I want you to ask you something. Have you ever had a week where everything clicked? You were making money, everything was working well, and you were doing so well. And you came back the next week expecting the same results, but unfortunately, it didn't happen for you. The question is why? You would think your strategy is broken. You would think maybe something is hunting you. You would think the market is manipulating you. Something has happened, but the question is why? The question is why? I want you to write this down. That most of what traders blame on strategy failure, please write it down. Write it down. That most of what traders blame on strategy failure is actually cognitive exhaustion. Please write it down. This is the supporting topic. I want to go in deeper for trading as a performance business. Topic we did many months ago. Write this down. Most of what traders blame on strategy failure is actually cognitive exhaustion. Are you writing it down? One more time. Most of what traders blame on strategy failure is actually cognitive exhaustion. Now, the first thing I want us to do is to define what we call cognitive power. Let's define cognitive power. What is cognitive power? We have gone back taking notes. So we're going to take notes. You already know it's a masterclass. You got to be ready to take notes, okay? What is cognitive power? Cognitive power is the mental capacity. Please write it down. Cognitive power is the mental capacity available to a person. Cognitive power is the mental capacity available to a person at any given moment. Cognitive power is the mental capacity. I've already explained the word capacity to you guys before. I said every single time you hear the word capacity, it means they are relative. This cup can only take a little bit of water content. If I try to put 1 liter water into this cup, it's not going to work. Why? Because the capacity of this cup is the only capacity it can take when you put water into it. So capacity means it's related. That is why I'm saying cognitive power is the mental capacity available to a person at any given moment to think clearly. Number one, to think clearly, to make decisions accurately, to regulate emotions effectively, and sustain focus under pressure. Are you guys with me? What is cognitive power? Cognitive power is the mental capacity available to a person at any given moment to think clearly, make decisions accurately, regulate emotions effectively, and sustain focus under pressure. This is very important that you understand this, because when you don't understand this, you will think that you are mostly the problem. You are not the problem. You see, when I say that you are not the problem, many people are trying to make me say you are the problem. You are not. You are not. Listen, there are times that you can be there and nothing has happened to you, and you are just tired. You are just exhausted, and that means you cannot make a lot of decisions accurately. It means you cannot think clearly. That is why sometimes when you have an important meeting, some of the things you would tell yourself is, I want to go to bed early so that I can rise up early and perform well in that meeting. Why are you saying that? Because you know that there is a relationship between resting and performing. So if you believe that there is a relationship between resting and performing, what makes you think that if you are just going into the market exhausted, somehow logically, because you have a strategy, you will perform well? Have you seen the tricks that the brain plays on us? So cognitive power is not intelligence. It is not, talent, and it's not discipline. Cognitive power is just a capacity related conversation. So let's say, for example, I met one of my trainers. So before the masterclass, before the bootcamp, I didn't want to just go into the bootcamp without training. You'll be asking me, Cliff, why are you training? Because I know it's going to be intensive. So I need to prepare. I'm going to be talking for 3 days straight, morning, evening, morning, evening, for hours. So I was like, you know what? I need to start going to work out. So I started, and I met a trainer, and then he was educating me on certain things that he thinks I should do. So they did a test on me to look at my bone structure and things and all of that to understand myself a little bit. The test was not really just for the bootcamp, but I needed it. So I made a joke, and it was a very funny reply he gave me. But I kind of felt like, oh yeah, ouch, that is true. So he is a very, very tough guy, like very huge. So I said, oh hey, I really wish, give me one of your arm. He was like, you want one of my arm? I said, yeah. He said, for what? Like your bone structure can't handle it. And I was like, ouch. Like, it's true. Like, it's not just about the arm. When some certain things needs to be developed for you to be able to handle that arm. So when he said that, I felt a little bit like, oh yeah, that is true. So that is what we mean by cognitive power. It is not something that it's not talent. You are not talent. Your talent doesn't give you room to say, oh, that is why I can be able to do everything, that happens for me. No. It's cognitive power. It's either the things, the way you have lived your life. Have you ever realized that when you, the way that you have lived your life will lead you to be able to have that kind of power? Again, the question I was going to ask is, have you ever realized how sometimes when you use your phone, maybe you are using social media over and over again, you will start to realize that your brain is exhausted. I don't know if it's just me or any of you here, you have experienced that. It means that your brain has come to a place of exhaustion. So it is not talent, it's not intelligence, it's not because you have discipline. Cognitive power is a capacity related conversation. So it is a resource. That is what I mean. Write it down. Cognitive power is a resource. It's like fuel in a tank or a battery on the phone. That means right now, if my battery right now on my phone is 80%, that is the capacity right now. If it runs down to 10%, it is running down. If I don't put my charger in the phone will go off. That is the capacity. That is the strength. That is the power. So same thing with your brain. Have you ever realized if you use an iPhone, they call something the battery health. It is the level of the health of your batteries that you are going to be able to sustain the long life of your phone after charging. So if your own is dropping from 100% or to 80%, it means when you charge your phone, it will run down faster in that other. If it comes to 50%, and so on and so forth, it means that the health of the battery is running down. Same thing with your cognitive. The more you are growing, the more that your cognitive power start to deteriorate. So very important to understand that. The more you are growing up, the more that is deteriorating, meaning that it start to lose strength. So many of you here, you didn't intentionally train your brain. For example, there are things I always do. For example, counting 1,000 backwards. I do that a lot, especially when I'm in a flight, taking a flight. I use that to, maybe it's because I'm also afraid of flight, so I use that to just calm myself down. But on a more serious note, I do that a lot. Sometimes I can be there and I'm counting backwards. 1,000, 999, 998, 997, 996, 995, 994. What I'm doing is I'm training my cognitive. I want it to get a little bit intensity going. I want to expand it because we live in a world where everything is automated. Right now we're using multiple AIs. So many things are happening. And at the end of the day, your cognitive strength is not being developed because many things is weakening things. So you need to put yourself in the box to train that excellence. What I'm trying to basically just let you understand is that, write this down for me, please. That cognitive power is not who you are. I want to separate cognitive power from identity. Cognitive power is not about who you are. Cognitive power is what you have available right now. It's what you have available right now. Right now, I only have 80%. If your phone battery is at 1%, no matter how you are a Christian, you can pray. Maybe, of course, God is a miracle working God, and that part I will not, generalize it. I know God can sustain a battery which is 1% all the way to finish what it has to be done. But when it is 1%, prayer is not the first solution. It's charging the phone is the solution, right? Putting it in the charger or putting the charger in the phone. So I want you to understand that cognitive power is not who you are. It is what you have available right now. And right now matters in trading more than almost anything else right now. How do you feel right now? What have you been doing right now? Are you angry right now? Are you cleared right now? Right now makes so much sense in trading that you can ever imagine right now. So cognitive power is not who you are. It is what you have right now. Now, I want to explain something to you guys quickly, then we'll take it out from there. Trading is one of the most cognitively demanding activities a human being can perform. One of them. Trading is one of the most cognitively demanding activities a human being can perform. And most traders do not know this. And that is my message for today. That you are coming to understand, why is it that I told myself I will not do this and I still ended up doing it? Why is it that I made money last week? The same thing I'm doing, same strategy, but why am I not seeing what I am seeing? Cognitive power. Very important that you understand that. So think about what you are actually doing when you sit down to trade. I wrote down some couple of few things here to challenge your thinking. Let's talk about it. When you sit down to trade, what are you actually doing? You are analyzing multiple time frames simultaneously. Are you with me? Okay. So you are analyzing, I will explain something, that's why I was laughing. You are analyzing multiple time frames simultaneously. You are making probabilistic decisions under uncertainty. That means you don't know. You don't know what could happen. And our brain doesn't like that. The brain doesn't like it when it doesn't know what will happen. That is why we have something called cognitive biases. So cognitive biases is the shortcuts method your brain uses to make decisions or to judge certain things, because it wants to always predict, right, the things that could happen. So number one, you are sitting down analyzing multi-time frame simultaneously. You are making probabilistic decisions under uncertainty. You are managing emotional response, whether your profit is floating in blues or red. Are you with me? You are doing all of this under one goal. So think about it. You are doing all of this under one goal. You are overriding instincts. Should I get it? Should I not get it? So you are using a lot of your cognitive power. A lot. For example, when back then when I used to, when I started making my content, I remember I was having a conversation with one of my friends who was helping me then. And he was like, oh, anytime he's trying to export videos, he's trying to use After Effects and his computer is delaying. So I said, what is this guy delaying like that? So one day I downloaded After Effects on my computer those days. And then I tried to, export something. In maximum like 15 minutes, my computer started heating. I started to feel the heat. I said, yes, this is what we call power. My computer doesn't have that power. I have to change it. So I'm trying to basically just say that sometimes in your mind, you may not realize the kind of energy that is going on, the calories you are burning as a trader. It is very important. When you understand this, it changes everything. So every single one of those activities that you are doing during your trading hour, analyzing the market, doing this and doing that, they are not really something. Even if you have the energy, you are using it. You are using it. You are using your cognitive, and then that power starts to deteriorate. It starts to get reduced little by little. Now I want you to underline this right now. So every single one of these activities draws the same cognitive resource, every one of them. It draws the same cognitive resource. So that is why you need to understand the next part of the conversation. We call this decision fatigue. Let's bring up my screen for me, please. Decision fatigue. Let's define it. Decision fatigue. What is decision fatigue? Decision fatigue is the deterioration in the quality of decisions. When your decision-making quality start to reduce, it start to deteriorate. So that means as a human being, long story short, no matter how good you are as a trader, if you don't find a way to know how to rejuvenate, your decision-making skill will deteriorate, and eventually you will not make quality decisions anymore. It's just a simple logical understanding when it comes to psychological approach. So decision fatigue is the deterioration in the quality of decisions made by a person after a long session of decision making. After a long session of decision making. Why? Because your cognitive resources is depleting. You see, that is why in terms of understanding the human psychology when it comes to under pressure atmospheres, we always let people understand that it's quite very difficult for the average person to make more than 2 emotional decisions in a day. The more decisions a human being you make in a day, the higher chances that the quality of the decisions will start reducing. That is why there is nobody who can overtrade his way into success. Overtrading means you are making multiple decisions over and over again, and as a result of that, sooner or later, some of the decisions will start to lose its quality. And when they start losing quality, sooner or later, you will make decisions that will blow your account. Are you with me? Very important. It's very important. So one more time. Decision fatigue is the deterioration in the quality of decisions made by a person after a long session of decision making caused by the depletion of cognitive resources. Do you guys have that? If you have that, drop some number ones in the chat for me. If you have that, drop some number ones in the chat for me, please. Thank you. Good. So now, before we continue, what are we discussing? We are trying to understand that trading is a performance business, just like every other business. Trading is a performance business, just like every other business. And as a result of that, you need to be able to understand that in order for you to be able to perform, you need to understand that there are resources involved. There are resources involved so that you can be able to perform well as a trader. And one of the resources that trading uses is your cognitive. The same way you need battery on your laptop to be able to execute a trade, whether on TradingView or wherever, the same way you need cognitive resources also to be able to make decisions. And so we have come to realize that if this is true, then that means as a human being, you need to understand what this means. How then can you be able to preserve that power? What do you do when you are depleted? What do you do when you are tired? How do you even survive in an environment like that? That is the purpose of this information. That means you are going to be emotionally tired, mentally tired, but what do you do? Please write this down. Trading does not just cost you money when it goes wrong. It costs you cognitive power every single session, whether you win or you lose. So cognitive power or decision fatigue is not only just when you are losing money, it is also when you are even winning money, because the reducing, for example, I can pick up my phone and I can make a call and talk for hours and the battery will still reduce. I can even use it to even evangelize and talk about Jesus and the battery will still reduce. The good news of what I'm using the phone for does not change the fact that the battery still needs to run down. So whether you are making money or you are losing money does not determine whether the cognitive strength you have is going down or not. So trading is not just costing you money when things goes wrong. All right, it is also costing you your cognitive resources. Now let's talk about the next thing I want to talk about here. It's called the depletion cycle. I want to talk about the depletion cycle. I want to talk about the depletion cycle, what it actually really looks like. So many of you are going to ask me, okay, Cliff, how do I know that I am depleted? How do I know that I'm getting mentally exhausted? How do I preserve my cognitive power so that I can be able to make a lot of decisions in a way that will not affect me, emotionally and so on and so forth? Let's talk about the depletion cycle. So the first thing that I want you to understand is experiences is what actually really lead to cognitive depletion. I will explain what I mean. Most traders do not understand that when you, let's say from Monday to Friday, you are trading. Now remember, I don't know how your Sunday was. I don't know how you prepare for the Monday, but it's possible the same way you went into the Friday, Saturday, Sunday is the same way you came into Monday. There is no rejuvenation. There is no structure built for you to be able to know even what is happening. And many people will tell me, Cliff, do we have to do this all things? Yes, I want to say something very, and this is from the bottom of my heart. Let us stop making trading look cheap, okay? Trading is a very serious business, ladies and gentlemen. It's not something that you just wake up and you say, for example, I always say this. Would you just get up and say, I want to go and do surgery on somebody? No, you won't. And in the same way, you cannot just wake up and say, I want to buy a real estate property, because you don't just invest into real estate. But there is a way trading is designed right now that many people think, oh, all I have to do. No, it takes a lot of effort. It takes a lot of cognitive power. It takes a lot of commitment to be able to be a trader. It is not Candy Crush. It is not, Subway Surf, or it's none of that. It's real business. It involves money. It involves people losing their whole entire family's wealth. It's serious. And so what I'm teaching you here is for you to understand that these things are serious. And when you don't understand that they are serious, what happens is you will do it anyhow. And if you do it anyhow, you will get anyhow results. There are people when they need results, they will listen to the masterclass, they will text me, they will ask me questions. When they start making money, they go quiet. And then when they start losing, they're like, Cliff, I need your help. This is not how trading works. It's a consistent, as long as you are in this career, you are a trader for now. And your activities and your life and your behavior needs to match the things you do. You don't just stop trading 1 month, 2 months, come back 3 weeks later. Stop. No. That's not how it works. You sign up or you don't. And so stage one, when it comes to the depletion cycle, I call it the peak cognitive state. Stage one. We are discussing the depletion cycle. The stage one, or the cycle one, is the peak cognitive state. The peak cognitive state. What does that mean? So let's pick up a trader, because of course I'm talking to traders, but I'm talking to the human being. So you have rested, your mind is clear, you sit down to trade with full cognitive resources available. It is your peak, just like how you charge your phone. Okay, your analysis is sharp. Whether you lose or you don't care. You see your structure clearly. You follow your trading rules. Your emotional responses are manageable. You're making good decisions. You are having a good day, and so on and so forth. And then the goal is to make sure you understand that your results is reflecting this state. I call it the peak cognitive state. So this is where most people start from after you are rejuvenated. So this is it. So number one, we have what we call the peak cognitive states. Number two is what we call unrecognized depletion begins. So the next stage is called the unrecognized depletion. It is where you have been consistent, whether a month, 2, 3, doesn't matter. Now, the reason why I said cognitive is a capacity based and relative is because there are some people they get mentally exhausted after 2 weeks. Some people, they can go 3 months straight. Some people, they can go 1 month. So maybe let's say by the time they will come to talk to me, and then I'm able to show them, do this, do that, they're like, oh, okay, yeah, now I'm doing well again. No, it's not like you're doing well again. You just now rested. If you know how to trade, you will know that when you start getting clear, everything is very clean. So the peak cognitive state is when a person is in a good mood. The second one is the unrecognized depletion. This is where you don't even know that your cognitive power is depleting in the first place. You didn't recognize it. So your mental load is accumulating. So you don't feel tired in the way that you can call that when I'm physically exhausted. You will not feel it, so you will not recognize it. But the signs will begin to appear in a very subtle way. Your analysis will take longer than usual. You will start to realize that, man, this was the buy. Why did I miss it? You will start to know that you are starting to have analysis paralysis. You are thinking too much. You are not in the mood. You could tell that your feelings are changing in a way towards the market. You will start to second guess your setups. You will start to feel slightly irritable. You know, when people are even talking to you or when your trade goes against you, you will start to know. When you start to feel these things, you will know, I am depleted. Relax. Because once upon a time, I wasn't like this. Now I'm feeling like this. That means something is wrong. But unfortunately, this type of cycle, normally people don't see it because it looks like it's not about trading. It looks like, yeah, I'm not just in the mood. It looks like, yeah, you know, we'll see. I just lost some 2 trades today. You know, it's fine. No worries. I will see. It looks like some little imbalance of your risk management. It's okay. But you are depleted. That is the second stage. Third stage here, number 3, is the full depletion. That is the third stage, is the full depletion. The third stage is the full depletion. What is happening there? Now your cognitive is low, is running close to empty. You can get a notification. Have you realized that if you are using your phone, it's possible that you may not even realize you have not charged your phone? That is why the Apple company and all these phones, whether Android, whatever, it doesn't matter, they will send you notification and say 25% remaining, 10% remaining. It means it has gotten to a point we need to notify you. Now, when the notification becomes clear, it means you are almost running out of life. Are you with me? You will start to see that you are now breaking your rules as a trader. You will start to realize that now you are making emotional decisions that you know that what am I even doing? You know, you made money. Why did you give back to the market? So that is why I told you that making money alone, it doesn't mean that your brain will not deplete. It will still happen. That is why sometimes you can make money and instead of you pausing, you're like, I want to go back again. Not because you are not tired, it's because you are not seeing things clearly. So full depletion is the third stage. And I want you to write this down during the third stage, that a depleted cognitive state does not feel like exhaustion. Please write it down. A depleted cognitive state does not feel like exhaustion. It feels like a bad market. A depleted cognitive state does not feel like exhaustion. It feels like a bad market, a broken strategy, or a bad luck. And when you start misdiagnosing things like that, you will start to realize that you are getting into trouble. It's very important you understand this. How many of you here listening to me right now that you have hit stop loss before to the point where you felt the weakness in your bones? It is not your bones that was affected. It was your mind. You were just gone. Your battery is gone. So the third stage is what we call full depletion. And full depletion is a very critical place. It is a place where you are tired. You do 9 to 5. You are a mother. You're a father. You are always tired. You are always exhausted, but you still want to trade. You got to take care of your lifestyle first, chief. I'm sorry. It doesn't work like that. You have to take care of your lifestyle first. If not, you wouldn't survive. Then the fourth stage, is what we call the recovery mismanagement. Recovery mismanagement. Recovery mismanagement. Recovery mismanagement. I want you to look at my screen very well, and I want to show you something right now. You see, when you are at your peak, everything feels like you are going to run the world. When you are depleting because you don't see it, it doesn't look harmful. Then you get to full depletion, and there is nothing you can do because it's like you have already hit the place where you cannot be able to control yourself. And then when people get to recovery mismanagement stage, the only issue is majority of people get to the recovery mismanagement stage with a blown account. So they don't intentionally recover. They just don't even have money to trade. So they might as well just relax. And when they get the money, they deposit again, and they feel the energy to trade again. Are you with me? So the person is not resting because it is part of their system. They are resting because they run out of money. The market is closed. They were forced to stop. So this is not what we want in your cycle. So what I'm trying to basically say is that the depletion cycle is going to happen. You are going to be in your peak cognitive state, and you are going to perform well. And it's going to be at some point that you may not recognize the depletion, but this is where you have to be very focused. And when you get to a point where there is nothing you could do and you are fully depleted, you need to intentionally recover. Ladies and gentlemen. However, whether you intentionally recover or not, the market will recover you. Are you with me? It's up to you. It's either you are going to choose to recover or the market will recover you. And you don't want the market to recover you. It will recover every bit of you. That is how many of you has blown your accounts, and then you will be into negative. You will now end up owing the broker. That is what we call the market has recovered you. It has recovered you and your future. So it is very important you understand, with all jokes aside, your peak cognitive state is the stage 1 of the cycle. Unrecognized depletion. But now I'm telling you, you can be able to know how you are depleted. You will start to see some certain signs. One of the first signs is you feeling irritated by little things. It means you are getting tired quickly. Full depletion is clear. You will see clear indicators that you are depleted. Then it's either you quickly, intentionally recover, or the market will recover you. If you are learning, drop some number ones in the charts. Cognitive power. Why? Because trading is a performance business. And as a performer, you need to understand that one of your jobs is decision making. One of the skills that you are using is decision making. And one of the resources needed for that skill is cognitive power. And if you don't have cognitive power, you are in trouble, because at the end of the day, you will stop making the right decision. The quality of your decisions will start deteriorating. If you are with me, drop some number ones in the chat. The next thing we are going to be talking about is the signs of cognitive depletion. These are the cycles. We spoke about 4 of them. Let's now talk about the signs. Let's now talk about the signs of depletion. The signs of depletion. Sign number 1. Impulsive decision making. What this simply means is that an individual, you need to be able to understand that these are signs. Just like what I told you, one of the ways that I know that my laptop is way low in battery is that it starts to slow down. Right? So these are signs. They are not. So when people sometimes say, Cliff, I don't know why I am making decisions impulsively. You are exhausted. You are exhausted. You are not bad. And that is why I said many people are wondering why I was making clear decisions. Clear decisions 5 days ago. And now next week, my decisions are bad because your power is Android. I'm lying. Even Apple battery is even bad. Yeah, I'm kidding. Please. Don't come and attack me just because I said it's because your cognitive power is Android version. Don't attack. I was just making a joke. Just please forgive me because there are many people that use Android. I love Android. I don't use it, but I love Android. Okay, Android family here. So that you will not know that I'm not attacking anybody. Please forgive me. But you need to understand that it is important that when you are depleting, you will start to see signs. So impulsive decision making, whether in life, whether in trading, they are signs that you are tired. Why? So there is a day, I think it was in which mall was it? Was it Dubai Mall? No, it was not Dubai Mall. It was a Wafi Mall. So Wafi Mall in Dubai. And we just went to Wafi Mall. And when we were at the mall, we met two ladies, Emiratis. They sell perfumes. And normally when you are walking down the lane in the malls, there are people who sell perfumes and they will never let you go. But these guys were very consistent. Like these girls, they were very consistent. So they spread it on the neck of my wife. They're like, small, Habibi, smell it. Oh, but so they were just talking. So I left, but my wife stayed. And then she kept on listening. So when I came back, they were like, bye, Habibi. So they were just talking. And I ended up buying. Was it because I wanted it? No, they just exhausted me. Mentally, I became exhausted that all I wanted was to make an impulsive decision and leave. So one of the ways that the market structure is designed, not designed in manipulation, designed by the nature of the human psyche and how we all make decisions, is that at some point, the market can move up, down, go there, you lose, you win, you lose, you win. You're like, oh man, you know what? If it will blow, let it blow. How many of you have said that thing before? Say it. Just put in the chat. Number 8. Drop number 8 in the chat. If it will blow, let it blow. That sentence was not from somebody who knows what they are doing. It's from somebody who is tired. You're like, you know what? This trading team, when they work, you know what? If you will blow, just blow. And while you are saying that, your subconscious mind is, oh God, please, God, I beg. It will blow. It will blow. So many people that you are listening to me right now, cognitively speaking, your power is small. So you need to know how to manage the small power you have. You have already bought the Android. You have already bought the iPhone. So that is all that you have. It is possible that you are running on a second-hand iPhone, which somebody have used it way since. When you buy your car, sometimes, when I was in Ukraine, normally the way we used to buy our cars, we will buy from Lithuania. And the truth of the matter is sometimes you don't know if the car was stolen or not. That is how they sell cars in Europe if you don't want to buy it from, they call it from the showroom, and you want to buy, from somewhere, you will know that they cost something, Lithuania cars, whatever. But when it comes and you look at the mileage, sometimes you wonder if the person drove the car to Africa and came back. My God, the mileage is a lot. And you are wondering. So sometimes when you sit in the car, you know that you bought this car with over hundreds of thousands of mileage. And you are still complaining, why is this car like this? Chief, look at the car you bought. The mileage is clear. So many of you need to understand what is my cognitive power. So you will start to know the signs, number 1, from impulsive decision making. Sign number 2, emotional amplification. Yeah. Don't worry, I'll check the comment later. Some of you say if it will blow, let it blow. And it blew. It's like one of the language the market can hear very well is if it will blow. The market has zero emotions. It doesn't care about the fact that you have to pay for bills next week. It will blow fresh. Sign number 2, emotional amplification. This is where you start to realize that normal losses will now feel very devastating. you will now start getting very devastated about normal losses. And normal wins will feel like proof you are exceptional. You will start to feel like, oh, yes, yes. Or losses, oh, man. You will start to notice that you are forgetting that this is a system-based business. And it's a probability business. And you will win some and lose some. And your brain is now forgetting all of that. So we call emotional amplification. You lose, your emotions drop heavily. You win, you become too excited. Now, the excitement I'm talking about is not your action. I'm not saying you are going to be like, yes, yes, no. But you will notice that internally you are excited. It doesn't mean that you are good. It just means that your emotions are amplified. You are in trouble. Sooner or later, you will blow your accounts. Emotional amplification is the next sign. I want you to write this down. When losses feel catastrophic and wins feel euphoric, your cognitive state is the problem, not the market. Is the problem, not the market. I want to show you guys something. I want to show you guys something quickly. Okay, before we finish the session, I'll show you guys something. I wanted to show you a cheat sheet, but I'll show you something. So, number one is impulsive decision making. Number two is emotional amplification. So, I said, write this down. When losses feel catastrophic and wins feel euphoric, your cognitive state is the problem, not the market. Your cognitive state becomes the problem, not the market. Sign number three. Sign number three is rule breaking without awareness. Is when you don't even realize why you are breaking rules anymore. Rules breaking without awareness. It's like you become numb to your rules. You start to become numb to your rules. So you are now breaking your rule and you only realize it after the trade was closed. You did not make a conscious decision to break it. It just happened, right? And that is the advanced level of depletion. That means your cognitive is overriding the system now. That means the part of your brain that stops you from acting on impulse has run out of resource. Very important that you understand it. It has run out of resources. I want to see if I can let the team bring something up. I'll show you guys. Hopefully we can finish it before I can show you guys before we go into it. Okay. Okay, so sign number one is impulsive decision making. Sign number two is emotional amplification. Sign number three is the rule breaking without awareness. Then sign number four is compulsive. Sign number four is compulsive charts watching. You see, when you start to lose your cognitive structure in terms of reasoning very well, one of the things that you will realize is that you cannot control yourself anymore. You see, when there are many people that will tell me, Cliff, I can't stop watching the charts, and it sounds like the person is a serious trader, but it's like those who get addicted to scrolling on the social media. One of the ways of mental depletion from a result of scrolling through social media is when you can stop scrolling through social media. Because at the end of the day, when you cannot be able to reason to consciously decide to do something, it means something has something is overriding your system. So sign number 4 is compulsive. Anything compulsive is not healthy. Anything compulsive is not healthy. So number 4 is compulsive chart watching. Please write this down. Compulsive chart watching is not diligence. Compulsive chart watching is not diligence. It is a symptom of a mind that has lost its discipline to rest. I said compulsive chart watching is not diligence. It is a system of a mind that has lost its discipline to rest. Now, sign number 5. The last one is shortened analysis. These are signs. These ones are not anything, I am not giving you tips. They are signs that you will use as a map to be able to tell when you are becoming mentally exhausted. So you will know that, okay, man, impulsive decision making is coming through. That means I'm tired. So what do you need to understand with this? Remember, trading psychology, or psychology as a whole, as I've said it over and over again, it is a study of the human mind, emotions, and the behavior. So what that simply means is that while you are learning from here, you are using these emotions, or you will be using this emotion to be able to understand the way that these things affect you, your mindset, your emotions, and your behavior. Does that make sense? And so these are signals, they are signs that will be able to help you to be able to understand when you are depleting as a trader or as a human being. It doesn't matter. Sign number 1 is impulsive decision making. Sign number 2 is emotional amplification. Sign number 3 is rule breaking without awareness. Number 4, compulsive chart watching. Number 5, shortened analysis. Shortened analysis is when your setups that normally would take you 10 minutes now to analyze, you are now reviewing it in 10 minutes. I think this thing is going to buy. Let's see how it goes. You are getting exhausted because according to your data and your system, normally by the time you will finish going from daily 4 hours, then it will last you 10 minutes. It doesn't also mean that when you are gaining experience, things will not shorten a little bit, but there is a difference between you getting things clearer faster and you shortening the analysis, your job. Okay? Very important, I understand that. I want to bring something up on the screen to show you guys something. Anyways, now the next thing I want to talk about here is how to, if I'm not able to bring this, I will show, I will give it to the team and they will post it into the WhatsApp channel for you guys, okay? So they can see a representation of how the cognitive work that it gets exhausted. You will see it. Anyway, how to build, the next thing we want to talk about now is how to build, protect, rebuild, or in other words, recover how to build, protect, and recover cognitive power. This is our next part of the topic. How to build, protect, and recover cognitive power. This is the practical framework I want to give it to you guys. Very practical And when it comes to practical things, it's not really all the time motivational. You have to actually do it. So cognitive power is not something you fix. You cannot fix your battery to never run low. You cannot fix it like that. So what do you need to do? You need to charge it. So you need to be able to understand that when you are using, I'll give an example. Let's say, this iPhone stuff, they will tell you the more you charge your battery well, the better it is for you to be able to keep it healthy. So even though you cannot fix cognitive power, if you are able to build, protect, and recover it, it will be able to help it to become healthy. The more healthier your cognitive become, the better the chances for you that you can survive a lot. So number one, how do you build cognitive power? Let's start from there. Building. So just like how you go to the gym to build strength, how then do you build cognitive power? Let's start from there. The first level or the first point that will help you to build cognitive power is what I call structured sessions. Structured sessions. When I say structured sessions, don't just choose London or New York or Asian, whatever. No. Structured session means you don't just go in to be spontaneous. You go in structured. So you can tell yourself, wait, because of the way I am, I'm going to only just spend 30 minutes analyzing the market, and I'll go there earlier so that I can be able to analyze the market earlier and then make sure that I give myself 15 minutes break after I analyze the market 30 minutes. Some people, you will need to sit down because you are building your cognitive power. So you need to enter the market structured. Don't have marathon sessions. Structure it. Choose London or choose New York. Even if you want to do both sessions, but structure it. So you can tell yourself, okay, I will go earlier, maybe let's say 2 hours or 1 hour before the session. Analyze everything I need to analyze. Give myself 15 minutes to 20 minutes break and come back before I even enter into execution mode. What you are doing is you are not basically just assuming things to go the way you want it to go. You want to be structured. It doesn't mean that you can make money or lose money. That's not the point. The point is have structured sessions. Are you guys with me? So you need to be able to have a focused hour range. Some people, you need to start measuring the amount of hours it takes you for you to start depleting. You will start to know. Have you ever realized that when you wake up some days, you're like, yeah, let's go. And after 15 minutes to 30 minutes or 1 hour, you will start to feel some way again. Well, that should tell you that something is happening. Okay, that should tell you that something is happening. That should tell you, sorry, I want to stand a little bit. That should tell you that something is happening. What is happening right now is that you are getting exhausted. So you can be able to pick up your journal. That is why your journal is very important, ladies and gentlemen. As a trader, your journal is very important. What needs to go into your journal is not just trades and charts. Your emotional regulational patterns also needs to be there. Your cognitive power measurement has to be there. So okay, for example, for me, I am a morning guy. Morning time, I'm ready. Ready to trade, ready to do something. I go to the gym, I get stuff. If I'm not ready, I'm not in the mood. So normally when it's getting to 5 p.m., 6 p.m., I've done so much and I'm getting exhausted. So in that case right now, I can do a lot of things. And so for me, for the past couple of months now, especially the whole of this year, I don't remember the last time I even did 4 to 5 times trading in a week. No, maximum 3 to 3 maximum trades in a week. And the funny thing is, this year, when we started this year from January, I remember in January, my portfolio, I was not making money. January, I didn't make money. If you look at my portfolio graph, in January, I didn't make no money. It was just break even by the whole month. I make some money and then, the market was behaving some way and then the war happened. The whole entire Iran, Dubai thing, so I had to be traveling. So January and then February, nothing. But March, my God, it was beautiful. March, I did well. April, I did well. I think between March, April, and May, I think if I'm not mistaken, and I think I was showing this to some of my mentees on our sessions, some of them are even following now. And I remember, like I was showing, that I think that in May, so now May, my portfolio has grown. I will say I'm very grateful. Like, sincerely speaking, from the bottom of my heart, I'm really grateful for this year so far, portfolio growth. And that is because I'm trading very less. When I say less, like I'm telling you, very less. That is one of the reasons. And second reason is because I don't also keep my assets in my account, meaning that I don't trade from, I don't trade and leave the deposited money in the account. When I'm done for the week, I take everything out of the executional account and I put it somewhere else that I don't have access to easily. It is not because I will go there and trade. It's because I understand my regulational patterns. I understand my behavior. So emotional intelligence is not the person that do not feel emotion. Emotional intelligence is the person that has come to realize their emotions. So many of you right now, some of your biggest problems now is for you to do exactly what I'm telling you. If you are done with the week, transfer the money. Because some of you are still trading BTC on the weekend. Meanwhile, you have no business trading BTC. But you don't even know anything about BTC. You just think just because you took it and you make money, you want to trade BTC. No. Take the money out. Oh, but Cliff, what if you're about to deposit and the market move it? Just let it go. So this is just an idea that I'm saying, but structured sessions. Make sure that you know how many hours you want to put into the business and how many hours you want to get out and how many hours you want to rest. Some of you will need to sleep 2 hours probably before your session time. You can call it siesta, whatever that you want. But structured sessions. Please write this down. 2 focused hours. 2 focused hours builds more than 8 depleted ones. Please write this down for me. 2 focused hours builds more than 8 depleted ones. Volume is not the metric. Quality of cognitive engagement is. Volume is not the metric. Quality of cognitive engagement is. How do you protect your cognitive power? Number 1, structured sessions. Number 2, back testing as cognitive training. That is why majority of my mentees are back testing now again. Some of them will tell me, Cliff, I'll back testing before. I said, no problem. We'll do it again. Back testing. Many people will tell me, Mr. Cliff, I want you to mentor me. And I'm like, you wouldn't want me to. I don't think you will like my mentorship. It will be one of the most boring mentorships you have ever had. You can ask my mentees. They will testify. Very boring, but you will grow. Structured sessions. Number 2, back testing as cognitive training. What do I mean by that? Back testing, as I told you guys, it is not just data collection. Initially, I told you when I started talking about the critical thinking. Back testing is a tool. And the more you back test, the more you practice, the more you collect data, it is training your cognitive. You see, remember I told you that sometimes when I'm there, I'll be counting 1,000 backwards, 1,999, so on and so forth, all of that. I've never counted from 1,000 to 1 before yet, but I've counted backwards though. And I'm just basically trying to tell you that the more you do things like this, the more that you use your brain to process data, the more you keep on training your cognitive. And your cognitive needs training a lot. So back testing as cognitive training. So don't just stop back testing because you think now you are ready to go live. There is nothing like I'm ready to go live. Live session is another arena of the gameplay. Back testing is also another arena. You need all of them. So at the end of the day, as a trader, it's like basically saying, hey, I own a car company. Let's say Mercedes. I'm like, hey, we have been making cars for many years. And as a result of that, we don't even need to test the car we made this year. No. The fact that they have been making car for many years does not mean they don't need to test the car they made this year. They still need to test it to see if the car is working. Because it's a different season, different conditions, and different products. It's a whole. So the years are always changing. The conditions also change. So you need to make sure, how can I be able to use back testing as a cognitive training? Now, I want you to write this down. Back testing trains your mind in the same way sparring trains a boxer. So when you are, nobody is in the ring with the boxer, but they are training. Yeah, that is how it works. So the same way that a boxer will just be alone and he's just training is the same way backtesting also is for the trader, for your cognitive power. Now with me, if you train, the more backtesting you do, the more easier your trading day becomes. In other words, the real fight is much more easier when you practice more. So backtesting as a cognitive training. So that's why I told you that many people, when they're backtesting, they're like, I'm backtesting to make money. No. You remember in the beginning, I told you that there are things when you are doing, it happens to your trading. You remember I told you when you are doing some certain things, it starts to train your mind. But many people don't realize it because they think, oh man, market interpretation, Cliff, teach me. No, market interpretation is a way of you understanding how the structure of the market looks. However, when you are backtesting, it is not so that you can interpret the market. It is a byproduct. But the main thing backtesting does is it makes you confident. It trains your cognitives. It gives you critical thinking skills and so on and so forth. Are you with me? So next time when you say, I want to learn trading as a skill, don't just say, where do I put stop loss? Are you critically thinking well? Are you learning how to make decisions? Those ones are also trading skills. So number one, structure sessions. Number two, backtesting as cognitive training. And number three is journaling as a cognitive clarity. Journaling. Journaling is one of the ways to build your cognitive power. You cannot be able to build anything without journaling. Even going to the gym. Back in the days, we used to just carry ourselves and go to the gym until we realized you need to journal your training. You need to journal your sessions. You need to plan. You need to structure it. So journaling is very powerful. Today, Monday, I feel XYZ. Tuesday, I felt XYZ. This day, I felt XYZ. If I compare Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, I am feeling XYZ. Therefore, I am XYZ. Because in trading, everything is hypothesis. If XYZ happens, I will do XYZ. Does that make sense? So journaling as cognitive clarity. It is your journal that will give clarity into your mind for you to understand how to make clear decisions. So write this down. An unreviewed trading week. Under the journaling, write this down. An unreviewed trading week is cognitive weight you carry into the next one. I posted a video one time. I remember very well, and many people didn't understand, but I said, learn how to flush your emotions. Make sure the way you felt on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, don't take the same thing into the next Monday. Flush it out. Flush it out. Find every way to flush it out. You were angry on Monday. You carried it through to Friday. And the following Monday, you are still angry. Flush it out. And the only way you can do that is through journaling. So an unreviewed trading week is cognitive weight you carry into the next one. Many of you need to make a rule thumb and say, listen, if I have not reviewed my trading week, the next one will not be an execution one. Create the rule for yourself. So this is the 3 steps I will give you if you want to build your cognitive power. Number one, structured sessions. Do not think you are a robot. Give yourself breaks. 2 hours, 15 minutes, whatever. You know yourself. Everybody knows their cognitive power. That is why I said cognitive power is what? It is the capacity, right? The capacity. That means that it's relative. Somebody's own is this cup. Somebody's own is a basin of bottle. Somebody's own is so many different things, a plate of whatever. Everybody's own is different. So you need to learn your capacity so that you can be able to create a structured game plan around this. Now, how do you protect cognitive power? So the first one is building your cognitive power. The second one is how do you protect your cognitive power? Number one, you need to define your trading hours and honor them. You need to define them, not the sessions, the hours. This is what we call calendar management, your hours. I will give you an example. When we talk about, imagine you said you want to build. So let's use the first one. The first one is building cognitive power. Let's say you go into the gym and say you want to build muscles. In order for you to build muscles, you need to structure things. The workout sessions, the things you will do during the workout, the food you eat, and so on and so forth. Those are the things that build things. Now, to protect something means you need to define something. That means if I go to the gym, if let's say there is an individual who always want to talk to you, you have to tell yourself, no, I will not talk to this individual. I will not talk to this individual until I am done doing XYZ. That is called protection. So many of you will need to define. You need to define your trading hours. The define your trading hours does not mean just know that it's 1 hour, 2 hours. No. So you tell yourself, okay, I only trade 3 hours every single day, before and after, whatever, in between the sessions, whatever. Within these 3 hours, number one, definition simply means be clear. Number one, my phone is on DND. Number two, no social media. Number three, no blah, 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 blah. Number four, I will eat more banana, drink more water. You are defining. So when we talk about definition, definition is not just pinpointing on something. It is what makes whatever that you are talking about become more clear. So how do you build this? You need to structure the session, meaning that you need to be able to know what you will do in the session. Protecting cognitive power, number one, is define the hour. That means this is exactly what I will not tolerate. Everything that you have to do to make sure you are protected. That means definition simply means don't tolerate. It's like somebody coming to you and they say, hey, I want to be with you. I want to be in a relationship with you. You're like, okay, I'm going to define my relationship goals. What you are basically telling the person is, okay, I'm not saying I want this. I'm saying these are my non-negotiables. So defining your trading hour simply means what are the things you will not tolerate during those hours, that period of 2 hours, 3 hours. Are you guys with me? Define the things you do. It's possible it's one friend. He's always cracking jokes. The moment that you want to trade, that is when he comes in with his best jokes. Make sure you define your trading hour and let him stay away from you for just 2 hours. He will not die and the relationship will not die. You will come back again later on. So the first one is define your trading hours and honor them. Honor them. Create your non-negotiables during those hours. Very important. Are you with me? That means the moment the alarm goes off, you can do whatever you want. But when you are in those hours, define your non-negotiables. Number two is one decision framework. So number one is define. Number two, one decision framework. Remember, this is a masterclass. You're going to write a lot, okay? Sorry for those who are just writing for the first time, but you got to write. One decision framework. One decision framework. That means every unnecessary decision outside of your defined system will cost you a cognitive depletion. That means you have to reduce them. One decision framework. One decision framework. This also includes you also making sure that nobody will bring anything onto your table. That means your decision framework must be only associated with anything that is trading related, both pre-market session, post-market session, so that you can be able to wrap up. One decision framework. Very important. One decision framework. Don't go into the market looking at every size of making decision. Remember, decision making is very, very, very important. It looks like it is the number one job of a trader. You are a decision maker. That is how you perform. You are going to decide to execute a trade. You will decide to stop away. You will decide to stay in. You will decide decision making is everything you are doing. So it's very important that you have a framework through just one decision framework so that you can make correct decisions over and over again. Are you with me? That is number two. So remember, what are we talking about here? Protecting your cognitive power. How do you define that? How do you do that? Number one is define your hours. Make sure that within those hours, you set your non-negotiables. Humans, people, yourself, whatever. Number two, one decision framework. Make sure that you know the framework you are using to make decisions regardless of however you feel. Focus on the fact. Then number three, eliminate cognitive noise. We call something cognitive noise. You need to eliminate the cognitive noise. Very important that you understand this. You need to eliminate the cognitive noise. Cognitive noise, sorry to say this, but it can be telegram signals. Yes. Cognitive noise can be notifications. Cognitive noise can be you trading with a business partner that is very loud. Anything that leads to cognitive noise. Some of you will need to stop listening to certain music that got nothing to do with infusing good things into your mind when you are trading. Cognitive noise. Eliminate it. Some of you have so many mentors. Maybe this year you should choose one. You have so many mentors. There's so many mentors. You can have many dimensional mentors, but same mentors in the same region of business will create noise. It doesn't matter even if they are all good. I'm telling you. You have so many mentors. So there are conflicting strategies. This week you are using brick and retest. There are many people here that they will enter the market with market structure, with smart money concept, and they want to come out with moving average crossing. No, you don't do that. Many strategy conflicting in your mind. So you need to find a way to eliminate the cognitive noise. Listen to this carefully now. Every piece of information you consume during trading hours will cost you cognitive power. So choose what gets access to your mind during those hours. There are some of you, if you are trading on your phone, try to drop your phone somewhere, and then when you are done, you come back to your phone. There are little things, if you start doing it, will shock you how your results will change. There are many of you, you will need to stop trading on your phone, and you will need to start trading on your laptop if you have one, by the grace of God. Are you with me? There are many of you who will need to do that. There are some of you also who will need to basically just make sure you make a decision to not trade from your bed. Because when you are lying down, the way you lie down makes you exhausted already. So you will need to invest into a chair and sit down and trade. All these things are ways of you protecting your cognitive power. Because as a trader, you are a performer. So number one, we've talked about how to build cognitive power. We've talked about how to protect your cognitive power. The next thing is, how do you then recover cognitive power? Recovering. Are you guys tired? Recovering your cognitive. Let me just remove this and then write it well. Let me bring it a little bit. Recovering cognitive power. Recovering cognitive power. This is the last but one thing we're going to talk about, and we're almost done, okay? Recovering cognitive power. This is one of the most neglected parts of trading performance, and that is where I want to be serious with you guys very well this moment. The first thing I want you to understand, that recovery is not passive. Recovery is deliberate. Recovery is not passive. Recovery is deliberate. Please write that down. Recovery is not passive. Recovery is deliberate. Do you know what that means? It means when you finish blowing your accounts and you pick up a TV show on Netflix, you have not recovered. When you blow your accounts and then you pick up TP Masterclass to watch, you have not recovered. When you are in a losing streak and you are mentally exhausted and you are tired and you go through social media, you have not recovered. Recovery is not passive. It is deliberate. Those activities, they even consume cognitive resources. I kid you not. After producing one TP Masterclass, even we that we are producing it, of course, we get mentally exhausted. Yourself too the same. You that you are watching, you get mentally exhausted. So one TP Masterclass alone is a work. Both me and you. So if you are blowing an account and quickly when you finish blowing, you pick up TP Masterclass. Let me go and watch Cliff Cheqona. He spoke about self-sabotage. It's good, but it's not recovery. Are you with me? You are just still doing activities that is consuming your cognitive resources, just in a different direction. So sometimes there are people who will follow me and they'll be like, oh, Mr. Cliff, I blew an account and now I want to go and read my book. I said, okay, cool. But reading the book is not recovery. Reading the book is another cognitive resources you're going to be using. So remember that recovery is not passive, it's deliberate. So true cognitive recovery involves activities that allow the prefrontal cortex. Please write it down. True recovery involves activities that allow the prefrontal cortex. You know the prefrontal cortex, your PFC, the frontal lobe. It is a part of your brain responsible for decision making, emotional regulation, and complex analysis to genuinely rest and restore. That is rest, ladies and gentlemen. So you can call sleep rest. You can call breathing exercises. You rest in your cognitive, your prefrontal cortex. You are resting. Does that make sense? Very important. I had something here I would have shown you guys, but it's not here. I have something called my vagus stimulator. So I have a vagus stimulator. I don't recommend the vagus stimulator publicly because it's a little bit quite expensive. It was a company that sent it to me. A very, very beautiful company. So you put it here on your vagus, and then it's sort of, you can call it electrocute here. No, but that sounds bad. It sort of releases waves through this part of your ear, through the vagus, and then it starts to regulate your cognitive. It helps a lot. It's very good. I use it. If some of you guys think you have the resources and you can purchase it, you can email the team. They will help you. We are not affiliated with the company, but then this is just, I cannot mention their name here because I am not, officially affiliated with them or whatever. I just like them, but I don't want to mention their name. So you can do anything that taking a walk and reflecting and thinking and declaring and rejuvenating your prefrontal cortex again is a way of you resting it. So when we talk about rest is when your cognitive, your prefrontal cortex is actually rested and restored. So many of you, sometimes even when you go to sleep, the same stop loss you had 2 weeks ago, you are still fighting with it in your dream. That is not rest. Let it go. So the first one is the first recovery step is sleep. So those of you who like to sleep, this is your best tool. One of the things I struggle with is sleep. I don't know how to sleep. I only sleep during the evening. And even with that, I have to probably sometimes put myself on some melatonin, which is very interesting. I'm a child of God. The Bible says God gives his beloved sleep. So why? I have a lot of things on my mind, but I had to intentionally regulate my sleeping pattern. Well, I will tell you why. Is because I travel a lot and I'm sometimes in different time zones. And so when I'm in a different time zone, there are sometimes I'm somewhere that is ahead of the world, like 4 hours. There are sometimes also that I'm somewhere that is like UK time zone and different times and Ghana time zones and so on and so forth. And so that also affects my sleep pattern for the past couple of few months, almost a year now. So I had to sometimes know how to regulate my sleep pattern using another thing I can also mention, but to just make sure my melatonin are being released into my system. These things are things you need to understand. It's called regulation. Being able to know how to take care of yourself is very, very important. Sometimes also the food you eat also matters. But the method number one is sleep. Non-negotiable, sleep. Sleep is the primary mechanism through which the brain restores cognitive resources. This is not about trading. This is about your health. Sleep. That is why I will show you guys something right now. So in the private mentorship people, I want to show you guys something quickly so that we're on the same page. Let me stop sharing this. Are you guys with me? Are you guys still learning? If you guys are you guys tired? I want to show you guys something right now, okay? Don't be tired. We're almost done. Yes, there you go. So I'm going to show you guys something quickly. I want to show you so that you understand why it's like that. So when you come here, so this is an example. This is a beta. This is the way that the mentee sees their dashboard. So there is something that they always do. So there is something that I call check-in for the CSOT members. So this is their check-in. If you come here morning, so they will ask them, this is correct? Yes. Then it will ask you, how many hours did you sleep? They have to check in so that I can be able to tell how their sleep pattern is. So it is not just so that they will tell me if they slept. It is so that they can be able to track their sleeping pattern, to be able to know, and I can know that they are sleeping well, and so on and so forth. So how many hours did you sleep? Rate your sleep quality, blah, 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 and so on and so forth. So all these things are very important for them to know. Emotional state right now. These things are very, very, very important. And so when you understand this, it changes everything for you as a game. Does that make sense? It is very, very, very important that you understand that tracking your sleep. So you may not be able to be in this space to have this platform, but it is fine. You can pick up your notes and track this yourself. When you wake up, you check your alarm, you write it down. By the time you track it, you will start to realize, oh man, like the way I'm sleeping, this is why this is not working this way, and so on and so forth. Right now, by the grace of God, there are many, many tools like Whoop and other ring things that measure all these things. Even if they are not 100% accurate, at least they give you some sense of direction for you to know how you are performing. So as an individual, you need to be able to understand these in a journal. These things are very, very, very important. Does that make sense? Good. All right. So the next thing we want to talk about, the first one method is sleep. Sleep is very, very important. It doesn't matter whoever you are. You need to be able to learn how to sleep. Very important. Okay. Sleep. All right. Next thing. Let's talk about it. Let me share my screen again. Can you guys see the screen again? It's back. Perfect for the notes. So the first one is sleep. Please write it down. The second one is physical movement. Method number 2, how do you recover, is physical movement. Normally, when you are being depleted or when depletion is happening, one of the ways that people, when they get tired, they don't want to even move at all. But at least some exercises to increase your blood flow to the prefrontal cortex will also release some neurotransmitters that will directly support your cognitive function, because you need to reactivate and recover that part of your brain. Are you with me? So that you can be able to focus, emotionally regulate, make decisions clearly, and then you can be able to make sure that you are fine. Physical movement. You can call it exercise, whatever one, it doesn't matter. So a trader who exercises regularly, I'm telling you, it's not just healthier, their cognitive is also sharper. I remember I met, one trader in Dubai. Me and him were hanging out, talking and discussing about this business. His name is Harry Sharp. And then we're talking, and he goes to the gym every day. And he was telling me about how that has been one of his biggest edge in this space, being able to make sure that cognitive wise, he's always fine. So ability for you to exercise, at least get some exercise going in. It can be push-ups, it can be anything, but it really does help your cognitive. The next one is deliberate disconnection. Deliberate disconnection. This is how you intentionally need to disconnect yourself from just engaging in trading activities. That means sometimes you can look at yourself and be like, you know what, this week I'm not even going into the market. It doesn't mean that the moves will not happen. It just means that you understand that trading is a performance business, and you need to be able to make sure you make the right decisions. Therefore, you're going to retreat. You're going to disconnect yourself a little bit. That means disconnecting yourself does not mean you're going to stop trading. Disconnecting yourself means you're not going to be involving yourself in heavy decision-making structures in the business. You can do some back testing here and there, but things that does not involve cognitive depletion in your resources. Okay? So deliberate disconnection is very, very important. And then review before rest. Very important. Review is very, very important. You want to be able to recover every single time that these things happens. You don't need to necessarily go back into the market again. Review. If you know that you have something that's happening to you and you're exhausted, review how your performance was, and then before you take the rest. Why do you need to review before the test? Because before you close everything for the day, at least spend 10 minutes reviewing. Not analyzing your setup or whatever, just reviewing what happened. What you did well, what you did not, what your emotional state was when you started. Does that make sense? What the data is telling you. And this process, what it does is that it creates, or in other words, it closes the cognitive loop on the session. Because the goal is you don't want to have brutal experiences and take the brutal experiences into the next trading session. So you want to review and let it all go. Close all the gaps in your mind. Does that make sense? Very important you understand that. So close the loop on every session before you rest. Because why? An unresolved trading day follows you into your sleep. And you wake up with it. It's as simple as that. Now, there is something that I want to share with you guys. Then we are done for the day. Let me practically show you a framework so that you guys can be able to understand exactly how to do this. Okay? Very good. If you guys are still with me, we are almost done now. All right? Shake it off. Wherever that you are right now, just get up even if you have to. All right? Do whatever it takes to make sure we are almost there. Okay? Very important. So the next thing that I want to show you is the last thing we are done. It's not going to take long. Is the cognitive performance calendar. I just wanted to create a framework for you to understand something. So drop some number ones in the chat for me right now. Let me know that you are there with me. Okay, before I give you that, drop some number ones in the chat. Drop some number ones in the chat. Solomon, can you bring some number ones in the chat for me? Let me see the screen. Then I want to know people are still there with me and they are not exhausted. Instagram, drop some number ones in the chat. Facebook, drop some number ones in the chat. Are you there? I want to say something one time and then we are done, okay? What you need to be able to understand is this, that as a trader, the reason why many people told you don't trade on Mondays was not because Mondays the market don't move. It's because Mondays are mostly days to you, the week have started. But the truth of the matter is they are not peak performance days. Mondays are not peak performance days. That is why even in marketing, they will tell you, don't really post heavy content on Mondays. Just post a content that will tell people what they need to do. So Mondays are not, they are not peak performance window. Mondays are not peak performance window. Mondays are controlled engagement. The market opens with a very high volatility. Too many noise. Many professional traders reduce activity on Mondays deliberately. Why? Because it's just Monday. There are many things that many people have to go to the office to do. So Monday is normally not a peak performance window. Sundays normally is for preparation. You need to make sure if you have to spend time with your family, you do it. So you are preparing on Sunday. But the truth of the matter is right now we're even making Sunday evening part of trading days. You see, retail traders, we need to really understand the level of how much this has to become a business for you. So Sunday evening is not a day you are going to basically, I want to just make money. No. Relax. The market is not going anywhere. You see, the less, the better. This week, we are going to be doing something. I'm creating a challenge called Withdrawal Challenge. Withdrawal Challenge is where TP family, we are all going to do a challenge whereby we are going to choose a week, whereby I think 2 weeks, and see if we can trade to the intention of just withdrawing. And we'll make sure we'll be updating the pool every single day, anytime you withdraw and so on and so forth. And if you also Don't worry, we'll talk about that. I'm just trying to let you understand that the less the better. The less the better. Very important. The less we're going to be doing many challenges. After listing some of you guys for it is a challenge in withdrawal. I spoke to you guys about the fear losses challenge, and we have one too called the less. I think one I'll pick up 2 people. One will trade from Monday to Friday. The other one will only trade twice a week, and by the end of the 1 month, we'll see who is in profit. It's a challenge, not to prove a point, but to just see the experiment, right? So these challenges, God willing, all of them is going to happen this year. So TP family, be ready for. We will be creating a new platform, on a landing page on our website called TP Challenge, so that you can be able to start joining and so on and so forth, and we'll take it out from there. Does that make sense? So now, Sunday is mostly for the preparation, the people that are spending time with their family. So adding Sunday evening market opening, you are already depleting your resources already. So by this teaching alone, you will understand that, man, from what Cliff is saying is true. Normally, I'm exhausted. I even work midnight. I work during the evening. And by morning, I'm already tired. I've not even rested. So you need to be serious about your time management. So Monday is not a time you need to be aggressive. Monday is controlled engagement. Be careful. The peak window, according to my understanding and my experience, normally is between Tuesdays to Thursdays. Tuesdays and Thursdays, in my own opinion, is the peak performance window. If you are able to stay away from unnecessary things on Sunday and Monday, you will control your engagement. By Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, you will perform well. Many of you, if you stop engaging in the market Sunday evening, boom, 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 you'll be surprised how your results will start changing. Believe me, it's all about cognitive power, because trading is a performance business. Don't engage. Don't rush and go into the Sunday. You know, there are many people when they'll be like, man, Sunday is going to happen, this and this and that, the gap. This is like, we are treating trading so much like it's a joke. It's a business. It takes power, cognitive power to survive. So Sunday, relax. Monday, control the engagement. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, your performance window, meaning you are looking for the trades to perform well from that window. Friday, protection. Let Friday be your protection and review day. So that means you can be able to make sure that Fridays is the time that, yes, the market can move on Fridays and so on and so forth. But keep it in mind that you are protecting yourself, and you're about to review what you have done within the week, so that you don't take the trading week into Saturday. So Saturday, Sunday, you are just rejuvenated. And then by Sunday, preparing. Monday, you control your engagement. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, peak performance window. Friday, protection and review. If you live like this and have a structured trading sessions like this, it's impossible for you not to perform. After you have been able to come to the understanding of knowing how to trade, if you genuinely really know how to trade, it is impossible not to perform with this structure. Are you with me? Good. Ladies and gentlemen, let me end here. You see, you need to be able to understand that today we can't take question and answers, probably next week. You need to know that trading is a business, and in this business, you are performing. You are a performer. And as a performer, your cognitive needs to be powerful. Your cognitive needs to be strong. And at the end of the day, one of the ways that your cognitive can be strong is when you are able to know how to protect, build, and recover. What did I say? Recovery is not passive, it's deliberate, meaning you need to intentionally recover, sleep, exercise, disconnect, and you need to be able to get to the point where you understand, how do I review my journal at this time so that you can rest? And I gave you a framework. I said Sundays and Mondays. Sundays can be your preparation of disconnection. Mondays, control your engagement. Tuesday to Thursday can be your performance peak window. Then Friday is your protection and review day. You protect your capital, then you review, then you make sure you fill all the loops of how the market went, then you go straight into the day. So if you do this way, you will know that yes, trading is good, but you will not be like, oh man, I love trading. I love trading still, don't get me wrong. But you will not start to understand, man, trading is actually a job. It's a business. Yes, it is. Don't let anybody lie to you or fool you. You cannot be able to become successful the way you want by being spontaneous in the market. With that all being said, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for tuning in. Drop some number ones in the chat if you learned something today in this masterclass. If you did learn something today, drop some number ones in the chat for me. Are you with me? Good. You see, the truth of the matter is, this information that we're learning today is not easy. People sometimes say, Cliff, how can I be able to be transforming my mind? Well, to be able to become transformed, it's not a joke. I cannot come here and teach you, here's how you can be able to become, a best trader, and then I spend only 5 minutes on a topic. You will not be transformed like that. And so it takes a lot to be able to transform the mind. And so even when we are tired, we still try to push to make sure you guys get the information. And I hope this information has helped somebody. And so I will let you guys know there is a possibility we might start our next series next week. But there is something that I want to also teach. It's possible maybe I will teach the series or not, but we'll see. The next series is going to be the self-perception series. And I'm super excited about that as well. There are many things you guys are going to be learning. But with that all being said, as a trader, don't forget, your cognitive is very important in this business. And your cognitive power can deplete not because you are bad, but because of your capacity. Learn your capacity, understand your capacity, and create systems and structures to build, protect, and recover. Take care and have an amazing week. God bless you. Bye-bye.